I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. The most of this night, come on baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do.
Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Shivy, he's got to do something about it. The spike is ticking, but Rappa with the triple kill to end it off. Your champions are Team Tamelas.
My eyes are better than yours.
And Hirsch answers back onto his own phone as well.
This sounds some fun, yeah?
Up forward with the paranoia in hand, and it's gonna be Hiko.
You can't catch us.
Corbin answers back onto Hard. Mars being able to take down one.
I'm not just an archer, you know.
One on A long, but Noble Esports, they are.
Watch them run.
Again, they're just wanting to close it out real quickly. The flash comes through from the side of Sammy being able to blind out three.
But Sammy might just take his time, slashing away at the door, and he might just be pulled up upon. There it is, Sammy, but Blackhawk's gonna wrap that up, and that is Noble Esports making their way over to the quarterfinals. And welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challengers Series 4. Powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, we have ACT as our fiber partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're ready with the second half of today. It is still the lower bracket of the semi-finals, and this time we are going to have Paratroops go up against Noble Esports. A very spicy match indeed. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster, and joining me today, you were just recently introduced to him. It is Red Bro, caster and analyst. How are you feeling?
Yeah, we're feeling really excited for this game. Both these teams have shown us some really flashy plays throughout the tournament, and it's going to be really a good contest. So hoping for an amazing series today.
All right, Red Bro, let's head over into the map veto screen and have a look at which maps will be up. And looking at Paratroops and Noble, it will be a pretty close fight. Now, for map number 1, we're going to have Bind. For map 2, it will be Split. And map 3, Ascent. So going into Bind. Now, this is a little bit tricky. You know, our Bind is the only map with no mid-area to play with. They are unique with their teleporters. What do you think we can expect out of Paratroops and Noble Esports here?
I feel like both teams would want to go for a more defensive-oriented setup with the more information-oriented agents being picked up from both sides, because they would want to anticipate the pushes coming out from either A side or B side. Given the fact that you can do those easy rotates with the teleporters in between the map and also on the either side of the map as well, it gives the attackers a lot more flexibility. But then again, the defenders have that advantage because the attackers will be funneled into those narrow spaces that defenders can just easily defend on. So it does make sense to have a Sova and a Sentinel, as you do see both these teams have picked up those respective agents as well. So yeah.
All right, it seems like both the compositions from both sides, you know, it's pretty different. We do see the Brimstone on Sammy. Now, if anything, Sammy, we have seen him as part of the organization once before from Bangladesh, Exili Esports. He made a name for himself primarily on the Jet, but to see Sammy switch it up and go on a Brimstone where, you know, this agent is a lot more defensive. He's a controller. That is going to be cool to see. He'll be side by side with Sai here on the Killjoy, a Sentinel. He is going to be part of the defenses, pretty much very important. And on the side of Paratroops, a standard composition. We see the double duelist, one initiator, controller, and sentinel.
Yeah, there is a contrast between these two teams that the Sentinel is Killjoy versus Cypher. So normally in Bind, what I personally would prefer is a Cypher to hold down either B side or A side, coupled with the fact that you have that information through Sova. You can get a lot of vision on the enemy team if they are pushing in and you're on the defensive side. But they are going to be starting on attack with a Cypher. So it looks like they're going to be stacking near this A site.
All right, let's pull up the scoreboard and have a look at all the different players. Rexy on his signature, Sova. So, you know, something that caught my eye is, you know, you see Sai here on the Killjoy. Sometimes he goes on that duelist, but Harsh has been playing absolutely out of his mind, and we can understand why he has been put on that Jet. Now, moving over to Paratroops here, Strix. He's been a 3-time MVP, and so has Binks. So Strix and Binks, gotta keep your eyes peeled for them. Now, it looks like it is unpaused and both these teams are ready to rumble. This will be the pistol round. The attackers, they've got a huge boulder in front of them. Noble Esports, they made it very high up in the top 8. So did Paratroops. Well, Paratroops at least in the Series 3 and Noble Esports in Series 2. Now, Noble Esports, with their return, they are gunning for their top position. And there's going to be Glyph here just firing away. Rexy's going to find the first 2 kills. And Rexy gets a triple. Nicely done. One shotgun kill. And Binks will fall to Hika. Paratroops, last man standing. That's going to be edit 999.
I'm confused about who's attacking and who's defending at this point. The defenders have been so aggressive coming out. Noble Esports with that high up push through that A site. They have been so aggressive, anticipating that push coming out as Edit takes down Noble Sami, takes down 1 kill for his team as he's going to be pushing on to this A short area. He's going to be facing off against 1v3, but Noble Sai takes him down to seal the deal. But that was super aggressive coming out from Noble Esports. Like, look at this push coming out from A short and the way that the jet was taken down by Binks. It was one of the it put a stopper in Noble's aggressive push, but they just shifted it towards Showers, and then they dismantled Paratroops' attack going into the second round, especially Noble Rexy with the shock dart and the 2 headshots with the classic. Really nice stuff coming out from Noble Esports, opting to go on the aggression during that first defensive round and picked up the first pistol round.
That's how you survive.
Indeed, and now as we head over into the next, we do see the investment coming in with a few Spectres there. 1 ghost to be retained, but Paratroops, they gotta go for this eco and make the most of it, out of it. A few kills that will suffice. But Noble Esports, if they can do anything to stop them, Sammy connects all those shots onto Strix, who's very aggressive with that dash. Now Paratroops, a man down. They are still gunning for the A-shot plant. Sammy's gonna find his 2nd kill of the round. Looks like him on Brimstone is actually a blessing. That's gonna be a 4K coming out on Sammy, and Hika with the finishing blow onto Glyph.
That ace denial by Cliff on Sammy, who's been an absolute monster. Plays within the dark cover, has Strix's phone number when he dashes in, goes in with the dink on the headshot, and then just defends that U-Haul like a solid rock. He gets that 4K, absolutely demolishes Paratroops' attack on that particular side, and it was just all him in that round. Glyph finished up the 5th kill. But yeah, Paratroops are now crashing against an insurmountable wall of Noble Esports. The way that they've been aggressively defending has been working out for them in a stellar way. But right now, this is the gun round, so the odds are gonna be stacked more evenly between these teams. Let's see if Paratroops can break this wall that Noble have put up. They're gonna use that boom bot near that hookah area. Not gonna spot one out. He is gonna spot out the killjoy. He has to back off, but the paint shield's going down. He's gonna force Noble Rexy out of position, and Blinks takes down him with that headshot. Glyph, meanwhile, getting another headshot on Noble Harsh in that Showers area, A short area, mind you. Strix also takes down Noble's side. That's going to open up the side push on to B, but Noble Sami is there on A short. He's going to get taken down as a 1v5. Noble Hika gets taken down, and Paratroops pull one back with an astounding attacking round.
It was a flawless round as well. Noble Esports here, they got caught in a tough place right there in hookah. Very good paint shell there by Binks, then securing those kills. Sai here just, you know, trying to hang on for his life, watching his turret go down, and Strix just securing that kill. Now Paratroops, we see their strength here, especially now that they've got their full buys. They definitely had the firepower to do that. But Paratroops with 1 round on the board, I think it's gonna pan out to be a really close match between both these teams. They have so much experience, you know, apart from Valorant. They've been in the FPS competitive scene for the longest time. Some huge personalities. Now Noble Esports, that's gonna be Sai falling to Strix as Paratroops make their way onto A short. They're going for the plant, they're going for it fast, and Hika will be trailing behind along with Sammy. They're looking for the backstab, but they've got to pick up the pace. Harsh finds Strix, and it's down to a 4v4. Mamba lurking in Showers. He's gonna spot out one, but Sammy comes out on top, and it is gonna fall as well. Paratroops been dropping the ball here, and it looks like a turn of events. Paratroops can't quite hold on to their advantage. Binks, he finds a kill, takes out the boom bot as well. It's a 1v3. He needs a lot of composure. High pressure situation. Shot down to 11 HP. Here comes the showstopper, and it finds Sammy. The spike is ticking. Rexy's trying for the defuse, and Binks is throwing out everything he can, and Harsh so quick to put him down. And this round will go over to Noble Esports.
Valiant effort by Binks, but to no avail in the end. Noble Esports pick up that one particular round, but Paratroops really well played for them. They got the spike down, they had that control over a site, and they did consolidate themselves back onto the site. But they just got overwhelmed by Noble Esports on the retake, and then it just failed for them to, you know, like try to defend that particular side. But it is not the end of the world for them. They can still bring this back. It is 3-1 on the score in favor of of Noble Esports. Even though we have seen a lot of aggression coming out from them, Paratroops can still pull this one back. They have gone for a decent buy going into this one. It's going to be mostly a full buy. 4 people with the assault rifles as Noble are not going to play more aggressive this time. They're going to play on a more defensive-oriented setup, as Paratroops are now stacking near B site. They do have that information. Binks is making his way towards Hookah. Takes a bit of damage from the shot guard. Not a bit of damage, actually a lot of damage. He has like 4 points left on his shield. As Noble Rex is now holding that back aside. Now that pain shell just blasts him in the face before getting Noble Higa in the face. But Strix is there in the site. He takes down Noble Rexy, and now Noble Esports have this insurmountable odd to beat with the retake against 4 members. They have 2. Noble Sami is there. He has his ultimate down. He casts it on the middle of sight. Is he gonna get anyone with that one? No. Noble Size now jiggle through elbow. He's trying to get 1 kill, but Glyph spots out Sami's push through CT. Noble Sai takes 1 headshot on edit, but Mamba SR is there with the follow-up kill. And it's gonna be Paratroops pulling one back again.
Troops and Noble Esports, it's almost as if a particular team gets a good head start, if they get those couple of frags early into the round, they're very confident to continue pushing that lead, pushing that advantage. And right here we see Paratroops do exactly that. With 3 members left alive, that was a very much needed round for themselves. Let's just pull up the scoreboard and have a look at how everybody is doing. Now Sammy there at the top. He can be nicknamed the next man of defense here. And 3 ultimates ready for Noble Esports. They can definitely use this to their advantage, try to take the lead back in their favor. 1 round difference, you know, that's not going to be much, especially it's a very seesaw type of scenario. Paratroops taking 1, Noble taking 1. Now this is going to be Sammy. Makes himself known, Glyph takes him out, and Paratroops, they are gunning for this B side, the Hunter's Fury. It's splashing about, not gonna get a kill just yet. And Rexy gonna dash out that recon bolt just to get a bit of information. Noble Esports, they are rotating back to the A site, the teleporting queue. They heard that Binks will find a kill, and so does Edit. Very quick rushes, catching Noble Esports off guard. All the members of Paratroops are still alive and healthy. Now this is Hika here with the frenzy, and he stops Binks from planting that spike. But it's still a 1v4 scenario, dropped to 34 HP. He has his abilities, but he might as well save it for the next round. Mamba is gonna secure that plan, and Hika gets taken out with a headshot by Glyph. And that is Paratroops going even on the scoreboard. It's a tie.
Paratroops using their economic advantage against Noble Esports, who had opted to go for the eco round in order to ensure that they could go for a full buy in the next one. And it just played superbly for Paratroops as they made that insane rotation onto A side before the 1 minute mark even. We don't see a lot of teams do that. Usually they opt to wait till 40 seconds before going for a rotation, but they knew that the numbers were there. Noble Hika put a wedge in their plans on the fast push onto A site in the plant, but it was just not enough to face off against like 4 members of Paratroops. And now they're going to be going into this round even more confident. They're not going to be phased by the fact that they dropped 2 rounds on attack in the first phase of the game. But it is Noble Sami holding this U-Haul area like a rock, using the mollies to push off the attackers from that side. But Hunter's Fury goes down. He's going to try and find him out. Edit does not get anyone of Noble Esports, but they're going to explode on the site. But the Killjoy ulti is down from Noble's side. Noble Sami takes down Glyph from behind the Cyber Cage. He's going to take down another Strix on that U-Haul area. And now it's going to be Binks with 2 kills on Sami and Noble Rexy, mind you. But he's going to get caught out by the Killjoy ultimate. He is stuck in a very precarious situation. He can't do anything, and the headshot comes down with a classic. Mamba SR is there on the showers. He tries to go for the peek out. Noble Hika picks that one up really easily, and they're going to go for the defuse.
That was a very successful ultimate there coming out from Sai. That lockdown allowed Noble Esports to secure that kill onto Binks. But Noble played their cards right here, going in for their retake. Paratroops very quick, trying to get everything down. But Sammy there picking up the double kill was just massive for Noble Esports. And Binks finding the double as well. But, you know, that lockdown kind of saved the day after, you know, all those kills that were happening across the A site. So Noble Esports, they find themselves with the 1 round lead. Could be a little bit of good momentum. him, but it still could be anybody's game. Bings leading the charge at the top for Paratroops. Let's see what he's got here, because the time is now for him to try and bring Paratroops and their economy back in good shape.
Definitely, and now they are trying to go for this B stack again. 3 people on long, 2 people on hookah. Noble Esports are still not doing that full rotation. They understand that Paratroops might just use that teleporter, but Noble Harsh is there holding on to that B long area. He tries a few shots, gets hit by the paranoia, but it's not going to be a prompt follow-up. Noble Hika gets 1 kill on Glip, but he's gonna get taken down by Edit999, who was waiting for his team's follow-up kill, but Harsh is still there with the operator, but Binks is on site in B. Noble side does not know this. He gets taken down by Binks. The lack of information was proved to be really, really difficult for him, as Noble Rexy is not pushing in. He's shot them through the smoke, but Noble Sami is now the only person remaining after that carnage by Paratroops. Really nicely tactically done on that attack. He's gonna try and save this AK to look to actually secure their economy, but no, he's actually gonna try for the 1v3. If there's anyone who can do that, it's this guy here, ladies and gentlemen, and he's gonna try for that. No, he's just gonna save in this a short area. He's gonna try and secure that battle. I just hyped up for no reason. He's gonna secure that gun and try and go for the next. It's okay, it's 1 round, it's gonna tie up the scoreboard, but Paratroops, this game is just going, it's just a roller coaster ride at this point. It's just going top to bottom.
Get out of my way.
Indeed, you know, when you see Sammy on the map, you kind of expect flashy plays from him, but you know, given the fact that he is on this brimstone, it's pretty refreshing to see that he's able to take a step back and kind of go into a role to support his team. I mean, his raw aim, it's there, and right now he's just going to provide all that extra bit of control. Noble Esports, a very aggressive team, and when you have so many aggressive players like Hika, Sai, Harsh, sometimes, you know, you got to look at the game from a different angle, play from a different angle. And Paratroops, watching their debut in the Challenger Series 3, we knew that this was going to be a team destined for greatness. They had the synergy down, they had the plans, they were the new kids on the block, and they proved that they were going to overcome all their struggles and make it right to the top. And now consistently here in the Challenger Series 4, they've made it up to the top 8. So this match here up against Noble Esports, both these teams with similar histories, it is going to be a tough fight, one heck of a fight, and it's only going to get better from now.
Definitely, it looks like Paratroops are stacking near that B-side area again as they explode onto side. Mambarisar is already there in the tube as Noble Esports are going to try and play on the retake. Noble side is still spraying with a Vandal into sight. He's going to catch one out, but meanwhile, Noble Hika takes down Cliff with the paint shells. The retake has started. Noble Rexy takes down Binks as well with a headshot on the Phantom. But the spike hasn't gone down yet, but it has been planted promptly. Edit999 Strix all holding these angles against Noble Esports' retake, but they are not backing off. Edit999, the only person holding that CT area. He takes down the turret. Now they have that information. Takes down Sami as well, but the push is coming out from the elbow. Strix puts a stopper to that with the headshot onto Rexy. He's going to try and wallbang that, and he takes down Noble Hika. It's a 2v3 and 10 scenario. Sai is going to be tasked with the impossible. He's going to try and go through that CT area. He finds a tube member, but does not connect the aim. Edit999 takes down Harsh, and Sai is going to be forced to back off. He will not contest the site. He's going to try and save the gun, try and run away onto A side and anticipate any exit frags that he can get, but now Paratroops are on the hunt. They want this kill as he uses the teleport back onto the B side there, which he escaped from. And Paratroops, for the first time in this game, they're now in the lead.
They didn't want to let Sai live, but he managed to get away very swiftly. But Strix here and Edit999, I felt that they were in very good post-plant positions with Mamba to back them up in that crate. But Strix here, finding the double kill onto Rexy and Hika, came out massive for Paratroops. That just secured taking down the numbers of the defense. So good job here with Paratroops in the post-plant scenario. And I do find that when it comes to attack, teams that don't execute their post-plant positions as well and as efficient, you know, try to get the defenders caught in crossfires, it does end up pretty sour. So Paratroops, good job for that round. Now Noble Esports, they see the strength, and it's up to them to try and change the tides. One ultimate available on the side of Paratroops, that is the Hunter's Fury, so I'm gonna look forward to that.
definitely. That's going to prove to be a boon when they want to push onto A side. But right now, it looks like Paratroops have found their favorite spot on the map, and it's going to be B. For the past 3 rounds, they've been attacking B non-stop. Their plan is to just go and probe Noble Esports' defense on that attacking side. And if they can get one pickup, they're going to push onto side. But if they get stalled by Noble Esports, more than, let's say, 30 seconds, they instantly take the teleporter and go to A. That's really fluid attacking strategy coming out from Paratroops, and has worked out in their favor so far as they find themselves in the lead at 5-4. It looks like they're going to go for the same push up as well. The dark cover goes down near elbow, and CT a very default setup to cut off the defender's line of sight onto that side as Strix and the Rays are now in this hookah area as Paratroops are now looking to explode onto the side. They're going to be stalled a little bit by the cyber cages as Noble Esports are not doing a full rotation here, but here comes Hika. Edit 999 has been taken down. He was caught out of position as the dark cover just ran out near that elbow. The Cloudburst is going to provide a little bit of cover as they get the spike down. Noble Sami uses that ultimate, forces Glyph out of position onto that mid-side area. He's going to get caught out by Noble Hika. Noble Hika is now in that Spectre, with that Spectre in the elbow area. Strix is in there with the sight, but he is going to be joined by Blinks. It's a 3v4 scenario as Noble try to retake this particular site. There is Psy on that attack, but here comes the Satchel coming down, and Strix gets taken down by Noble Psy, and that retake was so swift coming out from Noble Esports. Paratroops just absolutely getting dismantled on that. They pulled that round back to tie up the game.
Noble Esports securing that thrifty round. I love their approach here. They took their time. They played from defender side spawn, that one entrance and elbow, and they took the time to kind of figure out where the possible positions of their opponents were. They waited for all the abilities to be thrown out, all the utility to be gone, and they attacked at the right time and caught Paratroops from all angles. Now Noble Esports tying up the scoreboard. This is going to be pretty interesting as Harsh now, he's going to pick up that operator. So a huge investment on the side of defense. And let's see what Harsh will be able to do with that and the Jet.
Indeed, Noble Esports now have a more consolidated economy going into this new round. It is tied 5-5, but the ultimate is there from Noble Rexy and the opponent's over as well. So 2 Hunter's Fury on both sides. They're going to try and rotate towards that B side as the Hunter Fury has been popped by Noble Rexy. He's going to spot one out. He does catch one out. Is he going to get that follow-up? No. The Jet dashes away just in time. Strix living by the skin of his teeth right there with 70 HP. His armor has been blown off. That's going to prevent him from pushing onto site as aggressively as he might have wanted to. And right now, Paratroops are now playing a more slow, composed team composition, but they're going to find Noble Hika, who was waiting in that particular area, gets that wallbang headshot. Now they're going to be enveloped by Killjoy's gadgets as the paranoia goes down near that U-Haul. Noble Psy is there, but Strix with 70 HP with an instant headshot secures control of U-Haul, and now Paratroops swarm onto A side. The spike is going down. It falls to Noble to once again retake this particular position, but they have Paratroops cornered on the A short area. They know that no one's watching showers. We do have someone going through that area, but Noble Sami is now sitting inside the cyber cage. He's gonna find someone as soon as it runs out. He does find someone, but the aim is just not there. Edit 999 takes him down. Paratroops now in a defensive oriented position again, but Noble Rexy has other ideas with a shock dart. Harsh uses that Sheriff to great efficiency, gets that headshot, but Glyph, it is now a 1v1 because, oh my goodness, Noble Hirsch with that headshot with the Vandal retakes that site. It looked like anyone's round, but Harsh with that insane flare of individual skill deals up the deal for his team.
Leave it up to Harsh. He's been
round in the
performing
half.
absolutely insane lately, reaching the top of the board for Noble Esports. Pretty much the backbone as well of the team, and down to that 1v1 high pressure situation, and he came out on top. Glyph with the double kill there, that was pretty sick as well. But Noble Esports, now they are in the lead, and we will move into the last round before the swap. And I think we can look to see a tie from after the end of the first half. But there it is, Hika with 11 kills. Edit 999 with 10. This time, he's going to be at the top for Paratroops.
Definitely, and we might just actually see 6-6 coming out after the end of the first half. Strix gets 2 headshots. Going onto this side, he's on fire here. Uses the cloudburst, tries to go in, but is blocked by Hookah's window. Noble Rexy is right there in the tube. He's gonna find out 2 members of Paratroops, but no, he's gonna get caught out by Glyph, pushing in from that B-side area. But Noble Harsh has his ultimate pop. The Blade Storm is there. He is waiting in CT. It's a 2v4 scenario. Paratroops look to win this. He dashes in, gets Edit 999 with a full weight of the Blade Storm coming in, but Cliff is just too powerful at this point. He gets his revenge on Noble Esports with a 3K, and even after going into the second half, we have this 6-6. It is still anybody's game.
Indeed, what a start to this best of 3 here in the lower bracket of the semifinals. You can tell that both these teams, they don't want to lose at any cost, and honestly, Paratroops getting 6 rounds here on the side of attack, it's really impressive up against Noble Esports. I do feel that Bind is a little bit more defense favored unless you are able to kind of pull your team into a mindset where you're going to work with the teleporters, rotations, and mind games to a very extreme level. It requires so much preparation to attack correctly, and it's pretty difficult here on Bind. But now moving into the second half, we're gonna have Noble Esports at attack, Paratroops in defense, Mamba here on the A side. Harsh will find first blood onto Strix with a headshot on that Ghost, and Noble Esports, they're making their way onto the B side. They're very much ready. Here's Rexy carrying the spike, and he should secure that plant as Sami finds Glyph.
Right now, Noble Esports have that spike planted on that B side, but Paratroops are now stuck in the same position that they found their opponents in. But Noble Hika with that frenzy headshot on Edit 999 as he was going through that particular side, and Paratroops are now getting dismantled left, right, and center. Mamba with the sick headshot on Noble Hika with the Ghost right there. He's gonna try and hold this particular angle. He knows that it's futile to push against 1v4. Right now, he's waiting for those exit frags. 2 people are coming down. He gets that dink on Asami, but he does not have the follow-up. Mamba Asar gets taken down. Noble Esports pick up their first round on attack.
Noble Esports, that was a very aggressive and very quick round. If anything, Noble Esports has a very aggressive type of play style, and if they can, they would sync up their abilities, and Hika on that Duelist as well as Harsh on that Jet. Both of them, they're going to cause havoc, and now that the fact that they're on attack, it's going to be pretty cool to watch. The question will be, how effective will that Brimstone and Killjoy be on attack? I would like to just observe Sai and Sammy a little bit more. Sammy relying on his raw aim on that Brimstone is going to be a treat to watch, and let's see if he is going to step up for Noble Esports. Now on the side of Paratroops, they're going to take a little bit more of an aggressive stance. We do see 2 members lurking in Hookah, waiting for a possible push down B short. But this is going to be Harsh lingering in at A short instead, and very aggressive Binks, and he does fall. Now Harsh ready to push that dark cover. The next line of defense, it's gonna be Edit 999. Harsh does have his abilities on hand. There is the Brimstone setup. The smokes are raining down from Sammy. Paranoia hits Harsh, and he's gonna survive playing around that cloudburst. Sammy will find Mamba, and Edit gets a return kill. Noble Esports, 3 members standing, and 3 have fallen on the side of Paratroops. This is gonna be a little bit tough, but Noble Esports, with their superior buys, they're just pushing their advantage from the first round in the second half. Now this is going to be Strix coming in from the back, Glyph utilizing that spy cam, getting that tracking dart onto Sai, and he's not going to be able to pick up that kill. Noble Esports, they clean that up, and they find themselves 2 rounds in the lead.
The way that Noble Harsh had secured that U-Haul area, even after getting paranoid, even after getting onto the sights of the enemy, that was just superior play coming out from him with the Cloudburst, just using that to mask his presence near that U-Haul area. Noble just set themselves up in a really advanced position, and they made that work to their advantage so well that they just pushed out Paratroops from that A site and forced them to play on the retake, where it's disadvantaged to do so on that A site. You want to stop that push coming in before the enemies can even get the spike off, and that is not something that happened for Noble Esports. They just wreck through Paratroops and they force them on the defense, but right now they are stacking near that B site.
Noble Esports, they have plans for the B site. And we do see Paratroops. Sova coming in for their rotate. Hika finding the opening frag. That is an opportunity that Noble Esports can look to take over. Glyph here in elbow. He finds a double. And Sammy gets a return kill, but that's going to be massive for Paratroops. It's down to a 3v3, pretty much even, and Harsh makes it a little bit better for the side of Noble Esports. Harsh playing around those cloud bursts. He's going to find one, but Edit 999 is just too fast. Sammy finds a kill, and so does Mamba. 1v1 situation, and Sammy, leave it up to him. That's going to be a total of 3 kills for that Brimstone. 9th round for Noble Esports.
Superior positioning coming out, but Glyph with the sick collateral headshot near that elbow area. Look to put a stopper in Noble Esports' attack, but even then, they just couldn't contain how amazing the aim is coming out from Sami. But it's not just the aim, it's just how the positioning is going down. Look, he was looking towards elbow, and he just hovered over that hookah area, and the opponent was just caught off guard, and he got that 3K. Even after losing 2 members, I applaud Noble Esports' morale to just push on the site and still hold those angles and still try and get that. But that being said, the way that this match has been going down, it's still anyone's game at this point. The 3-round deficit does not matter for Paratroops because they're so evenly matched. As Noble Esports are now looking to play a more default-oriented setup, they have the spike near that mid-side area on the spawn. The dart cover is going to go down near A short. That's going to put a stopper in their push coming out soon. The owl drone's going to go down near that U-Haul area as Harsh is now following it onto A site. They're not going to spot anyone out. Noble Esports biding their time, playing from back of site, playing back to front. But here comes Edit 999. He takes down Noble Harsh. Paratroops are now all consolidated near that A site area. 4 people there with only the Cypher holding that angle in hookah. Noble Esports are now going to be tasked with a 4v5 situation. Noble side is going to use that nano swarm grenade to try and flush out anyone holding that near right side. It's going to get used with that paranoia. Uses the burst out somehow to catch someone out pushing in, but they're not going to push in. Paratroops are still biding their time. They're holding from back as Noble Sami with the smoke covers. He's going to use that opportunity to plant it out, but Noble Rexy gets taken down by Strix. It's now going to be an explosion of members by Paratroops coming in. Strix gets another kill. Strix picks up 3. He's going to pick up 4. No, Noble Hika picks 1 back from Binks, but Noble Hika is now in that A short position. He takes down Strix with that headshot. He's spamming the dark cover, goes back into U-Haul. It's a 1v3. The spike's still not down. He's going to try and save this AK against 3 members of Paratroops. The clock is ticking down as he makes another play come down. He gets 3. He gets 4. Is he going to get another one? No. The 50 round does come out from Noble Esports, but before that, Binks get that 4K. What a round.
Paratroops, they defended for their life, and despite Hika not being able to secure that round for Noble Esports, that was a pretty sick 4K. But you got to thank Strix here, getting that double kill that ultimately put a dent in the attack of Noble Esports. Man, Hika finding this 4K here. That's gonna be 2, that's 3. He will find it. It is absolutely insane. So 9-7. Paratroops looking to crawl their way back up, and definitely the fighting spirit is still alive and strong. It is burning. Now with a different approach, this is Noble Esports coming down B long, trying to get that control through the garden and onto B site. Now Paratroops with a very early rotation. We see all 5 members. They're making their way over, but one of them just gonna pull it back. And here is the lockdown. Sai, he has set his team up for success, and let's see if it's going to translate through the gameplay of Noble Esports here in this round.
Right now, the attacker Killjoy also coming down from Sai, but Glyph is there with the operator. He's just no match for Noble Rexy with that insane run out through elbow. And right now, Paratroops are going to try and retake the site. Blinks with that headshot through the smoke onto Harsh, but Noble Rexy takes him down with a follow-up. He's been owning it on the Spectre at this point, and Paratroops are going to promptly retreat back. They're going to try and save the weapons that they have gotten so that they can, consolidate their economic position. But Noble Esports, using that Killjoy ult to great effect, they did have a paint shell being sent at them by Paratroops, but the paint shell was not successful in knocking the Killjoy ult out of that garden area, and thus just prompted Noble Esports to just push onto that side by driving Paratroops out of there, and they just secure this round again. It's gonna be an easy round securing for them. No one's gonna try and retake the site. 2v4 scenario. The economy's not in a good position, but right now Noble Rexy is the one who gets left behind on the site. Dice is a spike, but it's okay.
Out of charges.
Oh, and there it is. Noble Esports securing double digits for themselves. They are really taking this match by storm here on the side of attack. They just look so comfortable. And Noble Esports, this team is pretty interesting because they're an international team, you know. Noble Esports, having Sammy and Hika, scouting them solely because of their performances previously with their ex-teams. It is absolutely great to watch now. Hika and Sammy right at the top of the board. They are definitely standing their ground, stealing that spotlight. Now Paratroops, 3 rounds behind Noble. This is where it gets really crucial for them. They gotta start breaking in these rounds because Noble, they're very close to closing this map out. Now Hika shot down 26 HP. Biggs is gonna take him out with his satchel pack. Now Harsh, he's waiting very patiently with the blades of the spike already has been planted. So the defenders, they're on a timer. Mamba's gonna find Rexy with a headshot on that Vandal. And as the spike is ticking, we see the neural theft has been dropped by Paratroops. That helps Edit 999 secure that kill onto Harsh. Now Sammy, he rains down the orbital strike, and that is going to be pretty useful as he puts down the Molotov as well. Glyph is going to take Sammy out, and all of Noble Esports, they're going to fall to the side of Paratroops. This is what we're talking about. Paratroops right now stepping up, securing this 8th round. It's definitely needed. Their economy not doing too well, and now that they've got this, it will definitely help with the momentum and how they're gonna approach the next couple of rounds. And as for Noble, they've got to stay on their toes because if they're not watching carefully, Paratroops, they have the capabilities, they have the strength to just take it away from them.
Not gonna lie, this is one of the most intense games I've watched so far, and Paratroops bringing that one round back. It's really, really going to set up things in a really interesting manner because it is a 2-round deficit, but for Paratroops, it really, really doesn't matter. They're going to try and win the next 2 rounds, tie up the game, and try to, you know, go for that draw, try to retake that game and just try and get into that lead. But here comes Noble Harsh. He takes him down onto that teleporter here, but Binks, he has that one rocket launched onto the enemy raise, and Noble Harsh is now in that hookah area. He's going to try and push it on. The dark cover, the cyber cage is there to try and stop him. Mamba SR uses his ultimate to spot outside in that area. Glyph is holding for his life near that elbow side, but he's going to be pushed out by 2 members of Noble Esports. The Nano Swarm grenade goes down. It's going to push him out of position as Noble Esports now hold this elbow area, and the spike is going down in B site. Paratroops are now going to be forced to 4v4 scenario. Noble Sami, that's not the right moment to pick up your Molotov, but he still picks up his Spectre and headshots 2 members of Paratroops as their retake plans are now foiled. It now falls to Edit 999 to try and get 1 kill back, or like try and retake this side. Noble Harsh gets taken down through the tube, spots out the shoulder, and Mamba SR is now in that Molotov area. They do not know that he's there. The dark cover is going to give away his position. They know now he's in that elbow area. Sami is going to pick up another kill. 3 kills for Sami, 11 rounds for Noble Esports. They are sealing their deal even more after that particular round.
Sami came out massive there, picking up that triple, and looks like the Molotov, yep. Not gonna use it that time, but the speed in which he whips out that Spectre, securing those 2 kills, and ultimately the last. Sami has proven that he is he's able to adapt wherever he needs to on that Brimstone in attack. I am thoroughly impressed. Now, as for Paratroops, now they're looking at Noble Esports back again with that 3-round lead. It's time to put their foot down. No ultimates available on both sides, so this round is just going to be purely about frags. And you know, if they do pick up those kills, they could look to have that ultimate advantage over the other team. Now Paratroops here, waiting very patiently. This is Strix in a pretty wide angle. He gets a kill onto Hika, connected that headshot. Dashes away to safety. Harsh on site. Sami will secure the plant, and Paratroops are gonna get ready for this retake. Mamba's taking a little bit of time to get there, but Paratroops, if they approach this retake very slowly but surely, calculated attacks, and you know, wait for that information on where each potential member of Noble Esports is, they could secure this round for themselves. Now that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and Paratroops still with the man advantage. Biggs chimes in at the right time, and that's another trade. Noble Esports down to their last member. It's going to be Rexy. He drops the recon, both finds a kill onto Strix. Now Edit, he's looking for the defuse, and Mamba with a perfect wallbang kill onto Rexy, defending his teammate. That is Paratroops securing their 9th round. They've got to look for the double digits because Noble Esports, they want to close this game down. They want to close it quick.
That round is exemplary of how this entire game has gone. You think that one side has the advantage, but then something crazy happens, and then the other side is looking to be in a 1v3 scenario. Rexy tries to pull it back for his team, but the wall bangs are just too strong for Mamba SR. If they have that position information on someone on Hookah, it's really easy to take him down with the wall bang because that entire wall is just permeable to bullets. And Paratroops has used that to great effect, pulling one round back. The lead deficit is now shortened to 2, but the Hunter's Fury is down. He has the dart of the recon there. He spots one out. He's gonna get that follow-up. He's gonna tag 3 members of Noble Esports with that Hunter's Fury. Really, really good value gotten out with that ultimate. He's gonna put Noble Esports in a really precarious situation against that push, even more so because of the fact that they had to go for a small economy saving round. So right now Paratroops sense their advantage. They're going to try and push up against Noble Esports, who are trying to probe their way onto B site. They're going to be forced to rotate onto A. Noble Harsh is there. He gets paranoid on U-Haul. He is joined by Psy alongside him. He has only the frenzy to survive against an assault rifle. He gets taken down to 20 HP. One bullet is going to do it. He's not going to peek out. He's going to try and go back as Noble Rexy plants down the spike. It's now a 5v5 scenario. Now, no, not a 5v5 anymore. Rexy gets taken down. And right now it is a 4v5. Noble Esports with the man disadvantage, the health disadvantage. Strix takes down Sami with the headshot, and they do not have the weapons to support them. Noble now playing from back in a short. Noble Hika gets taken down. He gets caught out with a recon dart. And right now Noble Side's gonna try and spam through the smoke. Glyph takes him down with a headshot, and Paratroops are just systematically shaving off every single person from Noble Esports. They didn't get the spike down either because of the fact that Paratroops had such an imposing presence on site. And Paratroops, they're pulling it back again. 11-10. This game is still anybody's to win.
I think we could look at overtime, but Paratroops, that was the best bit of defending that I have seen from them. They knew that Noble Esports were on an eco round, and I like that prior to this, they pushed 3 members pushed down B long, and they got that info that Noble Esports, they don't have the guns, and Noble very quick decided to rotate over to A, but Paratroops, they stopped them in the tracks. Mamba specifically picking up that first kill, just giving Paratroops a very good start there, but this is where it's gonna count. 11-10. Noble Esports, they can look for match point, or Paratroops try to tie it on the scoreboard and possibly overtake Noble from this point on. Paratroops, we can see that they've put their foot down. They're definitely approaching the rounds much slower and more calculated, a little bit more creative as well, considering that they did opt for an aggressive push the last time around. Now that is going to be a very aggressive dash coming in from the side of Noble Esports. Strix finds the kill onto Sammy. Noble Esports in a bit of a pickle. Rexy falls, but Glyph is going to be the first to fall from the side of defense. So many kills across the map. That's going to be harsh. Taking out Strix, and Binks with a return kill. Hika, he's caught in this crate. Last member standing, and Edit 999 ends it all. That is going to be Paratroops tying it up on the scoreboard. Man, isn't this spicy, Red Bro?
Exactly, it is definitely spicy, Apollonia, because these two teams, the spirit that they have shown, even when both of them were on the lead, none of them look to be safe in any sort of position so far. Paratroops, they take the game to Noble Esports despite being in a 3-round deficit where most of their attacking rounds, they are just going at it at this point, and they get promptly rewarded on defense with an 11-11. But right now it is gonna be Noble Esports stacking near that A site area. Noble Harsh has popped his Blade Storm. He's gonna slowly make his way towards B Long, which is not being protected by anyone at this point. Noble, Hika, and Sai are gonna make their way slowly towards this hookah area, and it's gonna be an eco round coming out from Noble Esports as well. So the balance is tipped in favor of Paratroops, but Sami is gonna use that ultimate to try and flush 1 or 2 members out. Noble Hika uses that blast pack to go in onto the side really aggressively so far, but Glyph and Strix have other ideas. dismantles the attack coming out from Noble Esports with 2 headshots, and the Spike has not gone down even then. Spike is gonna go down as Noble Rexy is gonna take that one in, but Edit999 takes out his counterpart, and then Noble Esports again in a 1v4 scenario. Paratroops are gonna take on the match point, which is so crazy at this point. Noble side tries to spam his sheriff to the smoke, but to no avail. It is now Noble Esports' game to lose.
They came
Match
back
point.
from that, and you know, considering that Noble Esports forced into that eco, Paratroops took full advantage of it, and we can see that, you know, they survived that round with 4 members still alive, so you know that they are very much comfortable going into the next. And Noble Esports here, momentum shift definitely in favor of Paratroops, but this round is gonna be everything. It's either we're gonna go into overtime if Noble Esports takes it, or Paratroops just wraps it up, puts a bow on this map, and they're ready to just take it home. And that is map 1 secured here in the lower bracket of the semifinals. The stake is so high because this is the lower bracket, and that means no more second chances. They've already had 1 chance, and it's all down to this. First map, it's gonna mean a lot, and both these teams playing out of their mind, getting 11-12 on the board. They have worked so hard, and to let it slip away, it's gonna be a bummer.
Oh, but they use that attacker Killjoy ult onto B-side to use as a bait, and that's gonna prompt 2 members being stuck near that B-side. They anticipate a push onto B, but Noble Esports have other ideas as Noble Sami takes down Mamba SR, uses that molly to secure the site, and they're gonna get that spike planted on. It's a 5v4 scenario. Paratroops are gonna have to work fast here if they want to win this round before going on with the overtime, but Noble Harsh takes down 1, takes down 2 with Noble Sami taking down Binks, even though the trade was there. Hika is now making his way through U-Haul really quietly with the showstopper. He finds one out. Glyph is there, but Edit999 takes the trade out as a 1v3 scenario. Noble Esports are looking to use this to their advantage and get us into overtime here, unless Edit999 can pull something out of the rabbit hat. He's gonna try and secure 1 kill as Rexy pulls himself back on that A-short area. He's gonna try for the ninja defuse. He gets 1 kill onto Noble Harsh. It is Sami against him. He spots him out on the green box. The time is ticking. He's gonna try and go for that defuse again. Sami pulls it out. He gets that headshot. He's gonna try for the half defuse, but Rexy is there, and he pulls it back for the overtime.
What a round. Noble
Switching sides.
Esports, they're not gonna give
Overtime.
up just yet. Bringing it to overtime, this is just massive. It could be anybody's game. Noble Esports and Paratroops both going even on both halves. That just shows you the caliber of play. And right now in the competition, it is difficult. There's a lot of pressure. Who is gonna ultimately come out on top after the overtime? This is nuts. But here specifically in this last round, Sami, he came in massive, helping secure the A site for that plant and playing around that timer as well. Rexy very much patient, able to get that finishing blow onto Edit999, very much needed. But here it is, Noble Esports this time on the side of defense and Paratroops in attack. Let's see what they've got.
Definitely, and even Paratroops found themselves in a 3-round deficit for most of the game. They kept their spirits high, but Noble Esports pulled this one back to take us into overtime, as we do see Paratroops are now moving on to this B-side area. Noble Esports know that they're going in. Kills going down, the trade's going down 1 for 1, but it's gonna be Mamba SR picking up Noble's side, but Noble Rexy is also there with the follow-up. Edit99 gets follow-up. It's gonna be trade for trade at this point. Noble Esports are now facing off against a 2v3 scenario. The spike is going down in B-side area. Paratroops have the man advantage and the health advantage as well. Noble Sami's gonna try and go back towards A side, but no, they don't get the spike down. They actually rotate onto A, and Noble Esports sense it, and they're frantically going on to anticipate the shower push. Sami takes down 1, but can't get the kill onto Strix, but Noble Harsh takes him down with the op shot. It's gonna be Binks and Harsh 1v1. He knows he's gonna push on to heaven. He does not know when he's gonna peek out though. Harsh actually glances over past that heaven area. He did not spot out Binks. The spike is gonna start to go down soon. He's gonna plant it near that truck. Harsh knows it is there. He's gonna wait for Binks to make his way to that site. He takes him down with the operator, and oh my goodness, even though Paratroopers had that
Switching sides.
Noble Esports,
Match point.
Harsh, you monster, what did you do?
Oh my goodness, he connected that flick right onto Binks. Unfortunately there for Binks, you know, he wasn't looking in the right direction. So many mind games. That was extremely intense. But Harsh, in that 1v1 scenario, it was so nail-biting because he was down to 24 HP. And, you know, it could have gone either way, but Harsh being able to get that kill so quick, securing this one round for Noble Esports, they must be rejoicing. But just one round is not going to be enough. You got to get 2 consecutive rounds here to win in overtime. Now Hika, very aggressive, double satchel, smooth, gliding across that B site. He's going to whip out that Vandal. Not going to be able to find a kill just yet, but he is going to take that teleporter and move over for the attack on A site. Sammy here, going to push the dark cover. He's very much ready. He spots one. He gets the kill onto Mamba. Extremely far and long range, but Sammy, he still secures it. Now Paratroops, they have to bring this one back. On Noble Esports, they're going to secure map 1. Edit 999 here in Lamps, gets tagged by the shock dart. Sai is right round the corner. Now Paratroops, they've all caught up, they're on the site. And there's a huge massacre, but Paratroops, they're falling. They're down to just 2 members. Noble Esports, they might just secure it. It's all down to Strix, and Rexy wraps that up. Noble Esports, they take map number 1 here in the lower bracket of the semifinals.
Oh my goodness, my heart is racing at this point. What a game did we just witness right now, ladies and gentlemen. It was such a roller coaster right now. And field romp through and through. Both these teams playing out of their freaking minds. The mind games, the trades, the aim battles. It's been so amazing to see the best of these teams just come to life in this game. And I'm just really excited to see what we have in store. But Noble Esports edge this one out. But oh my god, am I excited for the next game.
Tell me about it. You know, when a game gives you kind of like goosebumps, the creepy crawlies, that kind of feeling, you know it's a good game. Now, both Rebro and I are going to talk more about the game by moving in to relive the moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 notebook, powered by 4000 series Ryzen processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now, I'm going to talk about Paratroops in particular. Right on top of the board, we saw Strix and Edit. They were right up there in terms of frags and ACS, average combat score. They played absolutely out of their minds. They saved quite a bit of rounds. They were also the gateway of opportunity for Paratroops to find those advantages over Noble Esports. But you know, consistency is something that we talk about a lot, and it's always going to be key. Now from Noble Esports, those last 2 rounds in overtime really sealed the deal. They played it to perfection. They had all angles covered, and we gotta give credit to Harsh for that 1v1 and connecting a flick onto Binks, which was an amazing shot because Binks was barely exposed. It was just his head and shoulders, and he secured that. If he would have missed, Binks could have easily turned around and he could have won the battle solely because, you know, he had a lot of health. He could have waited it out. You know, who knows what Binks would have done, but Harsh there, he did a great job for Noble Esports. And overall, congratulations for securing map 1. What are your afterthoughts after that explosive game on Bind?
I just feel like Noble had a more equal performance all throughout. I mean, Sai had that control over the killjoy, might not have gotten all of the kills that he wanted to, but Harsh, Rexy, and Sami, these 3 players just holding their own so well against these aim battles that Paratroops have pulled out. They did miss a few of those rounds near that attacking phase in the late game, but they just tie it all back up in the last second with their disciplined approach to the game. Paratroops, they have so much creativity going on to their attacking strategies that it proves too much even for Noble Esports' disciplined approach to counteract. But right now, I'm really excited to see how Paratroops uses that to advantage in Split, a map which is more topsy-turvy, even more so than Bind. So yeah, I'm really excited for Game 2.
All right, congratulations once again to Noble Esports for taking map number 1. But this is not the end for Paratroops just yet. Remember, it is a best of 3. Do let us know in the chat who you are supporting, and let's keep it cute and civil. Now, I have a few announcements for you guys. There is a massive sale on LG monitors. You already know the drill. Check the links in the description. And Series 5 registrations are now live. You can sign up with your buddies. Links are in the description. Join in on the fun, which will kick off next month. Now, this is the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series. Series 4, and it's powered by Ideapad Gaming at AMD. We have ACT as our fiber partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. Now, as we prepare for map number 2, take a little bit of a break, grab a drink, and we'll see you guys very shortly with map 2 between Paratroops and Noble Esports.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Shivy, he's got to do something about it. The spike is ticking, but wrap up with the triple kill to end it off. Your champions are Team Tamelas.
My eyes are better than yours.
And Hirsch answers back onto his own phone as well.
This sounds some fun, yeah?
Up forward with the paranoia in hand, and it's gonna be Hiccup.
You can't catch us.
Corbin answers back onto Hirsch being able to take down one.
I'm not just an archer, you know.
One on A long, but Noble Esports, they are.
Watch them run.
Wanting to close it out real quickly. The flash comes through from the side of Sammy being able to blind out three.
But Sammy might just take his time, slashing away at the door, and he might just be pulled up upon. There it is, Sammy. But Blackhawk's gonna wrap that up, and that is Noble Esports making their way over to the quarterfinals.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 4, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with ACT as the fiber partner and AFK Gaming as the media partner. I'm C. I'm going to be your host and caster, joined by Red Bro, and we're back for Map 2 between Noble Esports and Paratroops. And after an intense Map 1 going into overtime, I'm sure we're both hyped for it. What do you think, Red Bro?
Definitely, we had to catch our bearings after that absolute madness of a match that we just witnessed, and I'm really looking forward to what these amazing teams have in offer in Game 2 on Split.
Yeah, and on that note, let's just take a quick look at the map screen, see what we have got for this entire series. So, as you said, map 2 is going to be Split. And talking about the map specifically, I do think Bind and Split, they're both maps for Paratroops, they're one of their best. However, I think when it comes to Paratroops alone, I feel like Bind does take the edge slightly. And for Noble, Split very much a map that they felt comfortable on ever since we first saw this team in action. Given the fact that Paratroops barely lost that game last time, do you think that the loss is going to sort of hurt their morale, or is going to be a case where it sort of resets their morale and fires them up even better to do better on Split?
When you're in these situations as a team, it's a fine line that you walk between getting tilted and then using that, or even using that anger that you have against the opponent team to your advantage, right? So looking at the match that we just witnessed right now, it was so close. It was paratroopers right there. They had it in match point, but they just lost that one particular round and they went into overtime, and the 2 rounds that were dropped just led to their demise. But if they can channel this fury, they can channel this idea of revenge against Noble Esports, they can actually capitalize on the fact that they have this sort of mentality going for them. And Noble Esports, even though they're going to be in a calm state of mind going into this game, I think that game just rattled both these teams, and we might just see a lot of erratic, fast, and really, unpredictable plays coming out from both this player sets. So yeah.
Yeah, I think given the fact that Noble, very much a team open to experimentation, you saw that on map 1 as well, right? Like a lot of teams in our Challenger series, they tend to not go towards the Brimstone, even though the Brimstone slightly favored on Bind due to his ability to clear out corners using his Molly and his ult. Noble, they very much favored that Brimstone on Bind always, and now picking up that Killjoy. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Killjoy. I do think while she was nerfed, the changes to her sort of made her a different playstyle as compared to Cypher, and now you have 2 very different agents that you can pick up. So I'm curious to see if Noble get rattled, as you said, by the Paratroops being so close to them, or if they actually end up just running it back standard. For Paratroops, though, it's going to be really interesting to see if they make any changes of their own. And immediately, I'm seeing Mamba on the breach. That's something I don't think we've ever seen before.
Oh my goodness, is it gonna be Noble Sabi on that Reyna, the solo queue nightmare that we're so used to seeing in every single elo? It's gonna allow him to basically pop off in this match if he gets a few kills onto that round. And Reyna is such a feast or famine agent. It's gonna be really, really exciting to see a player of Sami's caliber on this particular agent. Being a Reyna main myself, I'm really excited for this one. How about you?
I'm extremely excited to see Sami back on that duelist because while he's shown himself to be a really versatile player, he really does favor that duelist role a lot more because it just gives him the opportunity to show the raw potential that that player has. We've all seen him on the Jet on Split before, making insane plays, and now that he has an agent, as you said, that solo queue nightmare that can completely take over games. I'm excited to see if this duo of Sami and Harsh can actually Sami and Sai can actually just completely destroy the opposition and pick up the game. The one thing I have to ask you though is, what do you think like this versatility for Noble's players? Like in the first map, we saw Harsh and Hiccup pick up that duelist role.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing completely different duelists in Sami and Sai, and all four of these players, they've shown their capability to play that role and the other roles that they play to perfection. Do you think this versatility adds a scary edge to Noble Esports?
I just feel like it does add a layer of unpredictability to their playstyle because you do not know what these players are going to do when they just reshuffle the roles in their agents, right? Whenever you have that game one, you get a semblance of an idea of how each player plays on each agent class, but when they just reshuffle everything out, it's a whole other team that Paratroops are going to face off against, and they're going to have to be really quick to adapt to the strategy adopted by Noble Esports going on to that defensive round. But it looks like Paratroopers might just have that in store. It's the same players, but different agents. But as you said, that versatility does definitely add a layer of unpredictability, and I'm really, really interested to see how Paratroops play around that, how they circumvent this air of uncertainty that they're going to be facing off against.
Yeah, definitely. I think for Paratroops though, I really like the fact that Mamba is on the breach. For me, he's always felt like a support player in the sense that he's always looking to set up plays for his team, even when he's on the Omen. On the breach, it gives him a lot more opportunity to be able to do that and really just set up players like Binks and Strix for success, where they're able to use the normal breach combo that we know, which is the flash and dash, or even use Binks on that double satchel pack with the breach flash coming in to just completely surprise the opposition. For now though, we're gonna get into game. It's gonna be Paratroops on the attack, and instantly Strix doing that flash and dash will get that first kill. Now they're gonna look for the ace side push in, but Sai will get that return kill, make it 4v4, and Paratroops are into sight, but now Noble waiting for their teammates to come back before they go for the retake.
Right now, two of the Noble entry fraggers were there, but they were forced to back off with that push coming out from Paratroops. They now hold on to the site. They are playing on site. They're all on that particular spot. Strix takes down Noble Harsh. One side gets straight onto Mumbai. Cyber Glyph takes him down with a headshot. It's gonna be Noble side against 1v2. The teleport for the Omen is out. He doesn't know where he went. The teleport sound was down. The dash comes out. He gets that kill onto Strix, but it's not gonna be enough. Glyph picks him up to seal the first round, and this is a sign of things to come, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pumped for this match.
I know, right? The first round into the game, and already we're seeing both the teams coming down to the bare minimum in that round, just fighting it out neck to neck to try and win it. Paratroops able to edge it out with the help of the first blood they got, and then holding it down really well in their defensive angle. But I have to say, for Noble, you can only surprise them two times. So Paratroops, they have to keep switching it up, and I'm sure a team like Paratroops, they've got that capability to be creative and to continuously surprise Noble. We have to note though, Sai, he got a triple on that round, and when we see Sai pop off on that jet pick, it's always an absolute dream to watch him play. So we'll have to see if he can continue doing that. For now though, Paratroops going towards that B side. They're going to use that flash and dash combo. Once again, similar execute, but this time on B.
Ooh, Noble Harsh gets a kill onto Binks. He did dink out Glyph, but right now Noble Esports are going to be forced to play on that retake. Paratroops again forcing that amazing push onto a side with the flash and dash, as you call it. The flashes are still going down from Paratroops as they now take control of this site, but Noble Sami takes down Mamba Azar on the headshot, but Noble Sai is going to find Glyph and gets that shorty kill. It's going to be 2v3 scenario. Strix and Edit get 2 kills, but Noble Hiccup pulls one back. The 1v1, and then Edit 999 with the Spectre gets him down. What an intense round.
Definitely. Once again, we're back left with one man standing. But for Noble, that was the eco round. Paratroops doing really well picking up that round for themselves, but it did end up being a slightly expensive round. So we'll have to see if they can continue into the next round with their buys as well. They will have a couple Spectres to continue. So for Noble Esports, they will have the weapon advantage. And this is the round they need to pull back. Otherwise, giving Paratroops a 3-0 lead, it would just be completely devastating to Noble's economy and also to and it would also just boost Paratroops' momentum to the hell. They went A, they went B. It's time for the mid push, and they're doing just that. The fall line coming out, and it's going to be headed with that Spectre, finding the first kill onto side. Now in a 5v4 situation, Paratroops, they have to reevaluate and try to go for a rotate, but now they're just try to force down B as much as possible. Crossfires all around, and it results in Paratroops getting that mid control. Now they can use his mid control to try to find the rotate onto either of the heaven sides. Instead, they're just gonna give it up, let Bing stay there, and go for the slow rotate onto A through the sewers.
Definitely, and now that's going to put a stopper in Noble Esports' prediction of their plan. They now do not know if they're going to actually go through vents, as you do see Noble Esports holding that B site with a lot on the line here. There's no one on A side. They're waiting on the fringes. Noble Hika now knows with the fault line that Paratroops have converged onto A side, and it's now too late to try and stop them in their tracks, and they're now forced to play on the retake again. The spike is going down, and Noble Sami and Noble Hika are now on the edges of A site. They do not spot anyone out. They do not have the means to get the info. This is gonna hold the angles, wait for any one of Paratroops to poke their head out or poke any part of their body out to try and spot them out. As Binks is making his way towards two members, he gets one kill, but promptly gets taken down with the trade on Noble Harsh, and A heaven side has now been cleared out, but now all members are on that A side as Edit 999 and pick up 2 kills. Noble Harsh, but with that run out from heaven, he gets a 4K, a double one. He has 10 HP, he's gonna be up against him. But Mamba SR with the headshot follow-up, even though he had 10 HP, he posed a significant threat. Harsh, what was that?
Harsh coming up, use that round. I mean, we can expect this from him because we've seen this a lot. But the way he's able to jump down from the heaven and get not just one, but instantly find the flick to get the second, Harsh showing a lot of caliber in that round. But it's Paratroops playing it extremely well on the attacking side, continuously using that breach to perfection to set up their plays as they go from side to side. They went for the A push in the first round, they went for the B in the second, and after taking mid control in the third, they're able to find the rotation onto A side and get the round out for themselves. As I said, losing this round is going to cost Noble a significant amount of damage to their economy, and you can see that we're going to see an eco round come out for them. Already Paratroops, they picked up first blood, and now they're going to use that Killjoy ultimate to bait off the B side push. You can see all of Noble Esports slowly edging towards B, but Paratroops playing that mind game's already going to take control of A.
Definitely, and that just with a really good bait and switch coming out for Paratroops, but Noble side picks up 1 kill, but Strix is not having any. He takes down Noble Rex, he takes down Sami as well. 2 kills going to his name. Noble Hika is in that A heaven area as the Cloudburst goes down. It's gonna cover up the enemy jet, and Paratroops now have consolidated control over A side again. Noble always finding themselves in these eco disadvantage retake situations, but the Blade Storm is there. Noble Hika is going to try and go back towards A. He's still holding on towards B. He's going to try and scrounge for weapons as they know that this route has been let go of. Noble Hika is going to hover around that B side. Sai has that Blade Storm. He's going to wait and watch for any sort of entry frags. The dark cover is going to keep him safe as he peers through A heaven area, trying to find a pickup onto one member of Paratroops. But yeah, this just sets up really nicely for a 4-0 lead for Paratroops at this point.
Yeah, with the timer running down on this spike, this is going to be a round for Noble, and sorry, not round for Paratroops, and no kill exit frags for Noble, meaning Paratroops able to get away with their lives. 4-round win streak money coming in. Sai is looking for that kill though. Will find at least one for his team, and while that is pretty good for Sai in general, for Paratroops it won't really matter much. They're on their 4-round win streak. They've got a really comfortable economy, and now especially considering the fact that they're on attack and they've got that Killjoy for defense, I'm sure they're bound to feel comfortable. And on that note, I want to just bring back the conversation to this Killjoy versus Cypher conversation, right? Like before, for Killjoy and Cypher, both of these agents used in a way where we sort of just got to see one agent set up in one side and then go to protect the other. But now Killjoy, you can't actually do that. You can't just leave your utility and go to the other side. Rather, you can pick it up and run to the other side and set up really fast. So it sets us up for really different style of gameplay. We're excited to see how these teams use it. For now, Binks just blasting down mid will find first blood. 5v4 for Paratroops already.
Pitiful.
Oh my god, but Noble Rexy pulls it back with 2 kills on that B heaven area. He's gonna know that the B-side plan is going down. It's gonna force a 3v3. Even though Paratroops took down the Danger Man Sami, Noble Rexy had other ideas. He has the fault line. He has one flashpoint and an aftershock. It is very much poised for Noble to retake this side. They're gonna need to win 2 rounds back to back in order to have that economic advantage over Paratroops. But right now Paratroops looking really comfortable holding down this B angle. As the Cloudburst goes down near that B main area, is gonna push up side. Noble side gets 1 kill down. He knows that the enemy killjoy is there. He can't find the flick off. And Strixen at 999 pick up the kills to clean it up for Paratroops. They lead 5-0.
I mean, I have to say, I don't think anybody, we were expecting a really close match. I don't think anybody was expecting Paratroops to come back as strong as they did. And this brings me back to what we were talking about earlier. As you said, there's a fine line between tilting and using that anger that off losing the first match. Right now, Paratroops certainly using that anger to motivate themselves and come back extremely strong into this matchup. 5-0 for Paratroops already. Once again, Noble forced onto that eco. They need to find some sort of miracle to make it work, because right now, none of the standard plays are working. Paratroops continuously able to force, they have the lead. This round though, Noble Hika, he's the only person with the gun, and he's gonna find the first blood. Sai in the off angle will find the second, and this is what Noble need to try to pull their way back.
Definitely, and it's gonna set up for Paratroops in a really precarious situation as they're now caught in the middle of this site. The spike is down near that entrance area. Noble Rexy with a disgusting flick on Mamba Asar with a share, but here comes Strix, pulls 2 rounds back. But Noble Rexy with that headshot. Noble pick up their first round, but it looked to be going so badly for them, even though they were on an economic disadvantage. But Paratroops got absolutely destroyed near that A entrance area. They had that spike drop near there, and that just forced them to funnel onto A side, even though they could have probably gone for the rotate if they had the spike. But that one particular point in the game just forced them onto the crosshairs of Noble, and they now have the first round in this game. They have their first round in this game.
And I really want to talk about the way Noble adapted in that round, because never did we see Noble going for the aggressive peaks from defense in the start of the round, but now you can see them doing that. Hika, he picked up that first blood with the aggressive peek down A shot, understanding the Paratroops over the first 5 rounds, they really like just forcing it down a particular site really fast, and they're able to punish them for it. We'll have to see if Paratroops are able to adapt the same way Noble has, because now I feel Noble sells in their group. Sami will spot 1 and use the dismiss to find himself to a safe location. Noble, they're the ones with the first blood in this round, and first bloods can be so monumentally impactful in such close matches. 5-1 is the scoreline for Noble Esports, doing really well to maintain it, and Rexy holding down the heaven side will slowly but surely force Paratroops into a different situation. They're not going to want to force B heaven. Binks though, he's going to be that lurker and clear up heaven for his team, make it 4v4, and now Paratroops can choose to go to B if they decide to.
Alright, so right now Paratroops are holding near that mid-side area. They're gonna try and look for that Omen teleport onto A to bait out Noble Esports and go on that rotate, but they're pushing in from that A heavy area. Noble Sami is there. Noble Harsh and Hika pick up 2 kills onto Paratroops. Is gonna force a 2v4 scenario. And at 999.
30 seconds left.
Towards that A side from A heaven, but he gets spotted out by 2 members. Who uses the turret to try and bait out the kills and tries to get some information as the spike is going down from their side. It's a 2v3, still doable for Paratroops. And at 999 holding that angle against 1 member of Noble Esports, but he does know that someone is pushing down Noble's side. He's gonna find the back of that particular side, but oh my god, he almost misses that particular side. And at 999 almost getting that kill back, but Mamba Asar pulling one back with Sami. And he's the only one he walks to the Cloudburst, gets 1, but the headshot coming out from Sai is gonna prompt that defuse.
And that, another round picked up for Noble Esports. Now they're really starting to settle into their grooves. As I said before, these couple of rounds, Noble, they really needed a miracle to sort of boost themselves and get the momentum back in their favor. The thrifty round doing just that. Noble Esports now able to find their groove, pick up a round back to back, make it 5-2, and sort of put that damage towards Paratroops in terms of their economy. Now going into the next round, in terms of the guns for most players, we will be seeing full loadouts. So I have to see if Noble can pick up the momentum and make it a 3-round win streak and damage Paratroops significantly, or if Paratroops are able to come back. Right now, those side looking for that peak will find the turret instead of the killjoy and will end up missing his shot not once but twice. Gets stacked down to 20 HP and has to back right off. Paratroops, they've changed up the strategy. No longer are they going for that fast execute onto a particular site. Instead, playing it patiently, understanding that Noble has got their play in their books.
Ooh, but right now, 2 members of Noble are really low, even though Sami has that Empress popped up with a Reyna. They're now looking to try and rotate towards that B side as Paratroops are now assessing their options. They're trying to probe onto either side. They're now holding from this mid-side areas. They're going to explode onto there. Noble side knows that they're going in. The fault line's going to connect. Is he going to get traded out? No. He manages to get to the staircase safely, saving his operator, but Noble Hika takes down Edit 999 from the back and is now going to be able to flank onto this push coming out from Paratroops.
Now, Paratroops, though, they're going to use that pressure and the noise created down in B side to go and for a rotate towards A. But Harsh, he understands that, realizes that, and realizes that the Vent's not covered by his utility, doing the same, calling for the ultimate coming out from Hika to help him cover the side.
30 seconds
Hika,
left.
though, turns a bit away in the last moment, and it's going to be Paratroops getting trade after trade. Even though they were man down, they're able to find it, make it a 2v2 for themselves. Spike will get planted by Mamba, and it's going to be up to Mamba and Strix against Rexy and Sami to pull it off. A breach for both the teams, but Reyna for Noble might just end up making the difference with her healing. We'll have to see. Right now, Sami, he's waiting for that setup, and Rexy getting one will set Sami up for the second. And Noble winning that round is gonna hurt Paratroops' economy a significant amount.
Definitely, Noble pulled 3 rounds back to back, and that was just super play coming out from the duo of Rexy and Sami. The way that they positioned themselves to bait out 2 members of Paratroops, but they did have a valiant effort coming out for them. Even though Paratroops was at a disadvantage going into this TAC round, I mean, they just made sure that they got the spike down, and they forced Noble into a very risky situation with a 2v2. And A site on split is one of the most risky and unpredictable spots to retake, even on defense, even if you have the man advantage or if you're equal footing with the team that is defending that particular site post plan, because there are so many angles that the defenders, I mean, the attackers can just peer through to try and spot out the defenders coming into that attacking position. But right now, we're going to go into the next round. Paratroops are going to make their way towards that B main area. Bladestorm has been popped out. They're going to wait for the boombot to try and get some information out. The flash goes down. Noble Hika's going to be forced to play back as Paratroops now explode onto site. Strix with the Bladestorm out. He has taken up himself in an advanced position near that CT area. Noble Hika's going to spot him out. 3 members of Noble are now going in. He's going to find him out. 1 kill goes down, but Noble Sami's going to take out trade. 3v4 right now. Noble Sami's going to use that dismiss to try and consolidate himself back onto that CT area as the fault line goes down near that side. Mamba SR takes 1 down. Noble Hika pays Mamba SR with the trade, and it's going to be a 2v3. Paratroops really struggling to try and retake this, but Cliff! But Edit 999 takes Noble Rexy down. Noble Hika was the follow-up kill with the Vandal, and Noble side with the follow-up op shot to seal the deal for Noble Esports. They're coming back.
Noble definitely doing just that, picking up yet another round for themselves, but I have to give props to Paratroops with the way they're able to force multiple number of kills going into this round, which was their eco round. They're able to find some sort of footing, get the spike planted, and get 3 kills for themselves, which will be a significant boost of credits and also hurt Noble a little bit. But Noble now on a 4-round win streak, doing exactly what Paratroops did to them in the first half of this map. Now Noble with the tempo, Noble with the advantages, looking to push down even further. For both of these teams in terms of composition, I will say that there's not much difference. Like, we have for both of these teams the exact same composition, with the difference of that Cypher for Killjoy for either team and the Jet for the Raze. Both the changes very similar in style and nature. So in terms of the way both of these teams want to approach this map, it's going to be very similar. It's going to come down to which team is able to find an edge consistently. Right now, Paratroops, they're looking to once again go back to the fast execute playstyle which they got the rounds, using that Rolling Thunder to clear out the Heaven angle and now take side control. Cliff will have the spike planted, and Edit on that Killjoy will set up for the post plant. Paratroops, they've got everything they wanted. Can they stop the retake now?
It is going to be a really tough situation for either team to defend. No members have fallen before the planting of the spike. They're all pretty healthy. No, they have the Killjoy ultimate right now, but Noble Zombie goes down from heaven. Binks is there on that under heaven side, but they have his number right now as the flashes go down and Noble Rexy takes down one. Noble Harsh takes down the second. Edit takes down another one. It's a trade for trade scenario again. And Edit 999 with the 2K in that back of sight, and Strix finishes off Noble to pull one back for Paratroops. They consolidate this lead, 6-4 to score.
I really like the idea of going for fast executes when you know that on the other team you have an opper of the caliber that is Sai. You know that if you go for the slow executes and try for the rotations, you might as well just find yourself in the hands or in the scope of that opper, end up giving the defense a better opportunity to be able to pull off that round. Paratroops acknowledging that, hey, we have a composition and we have the players who like the fast playstyle, who like that chaos built in within pushing a side really quickly and doing just that, able to find the lead. But now, just as I was talking about that scope side, he will find the first blood. Binks able to return it though, and now Rexy with the Rolling Thunder looking to delay the push a little bit more. It's 4v4 for either teams. The spike hasn't made its way onto A just yet.
Noble Rexy is now pushing onto that A ramp area. Is going to spot out Glyph. The attacker Killjoy ultimate has gone down inside the site. As Noble are going to try and go for that retake. Noble Sami goes down 2, but he's going to lose 2 teammates. But Harsh breaks 1 back for Binks. As Sami is now detained near that CT area. It's going to prove to be really good for him. As Glyph is going to try and make his way towards that A heaven area. Spots out the cyber cam. It's going to force him to change his plan up. He has 1 minute in hand. He can easily go for a rotate onto B side. He uses that ultimate orb. He's gonna use that ultimate to go towards B. He knows that 2 people are on A side. Noble Esports now spot him out. They know that he's there. Sami's now running in with the knife. He's gonna get headshot by Glyph. It's gonna be a 1v1 scenario. He's gonna go for that plan. Noble Harsh is there with the operator. He knows that
Spike planted.
the Omen has planted the spike onto B. The teleport is there onto A. B heaven steal. He's gonna get spotted out. He is gonna get spotted out and Harsh with that headshot onto Glyph. He's gonna go for that rotation, but okay, what is happening? Okay, he's gonna go for that operator again. He's gonna try and save the gun. He knows he has that time. I just thought that maybe he misread that play, might have gone for A with that ultimate, but it's completely fine. Noble Harsh, he's like, chill out guys, I got this in this 1v1 scenario, and he pulls this round back for Noble Esports, 5-6.
I think he went back for a second to pick up that operator for his team. He's able to save that operator. Hush doing really well, but I have to give props to Glyph. That play almost single-handedly, like surprising Noble Esports. The ultimate position especially, choosing to not go into the site, rather go into that CT hall area, able to surprise Sami, who is just running with his knife trying to get to the site, and Glyph showing the ability to understand and predict what his opponents are doing a couple of steps ahead, able to pick up that round for Noble Esports. But Noble Esports, given the fact that multiple members went down for them last round, their economy not looking so great, they're forced onto a situation with a couple light shields. Sami though going for the aggressive angle, finds one. Mamba able to instantly find the return, but this is good for Noble because they're able to sort of delay the push just a little bit and prevent Paratroops from going for that fast execute they love so much.
That one aggressive play proved to be pivotal in breaking Paratroops' immensely aggressive push onto that B main area. Now Paratroops are going to be forced to play a bit more composed. They have spread themselves out across that outside B main area. They're going to try and see if they can get any information as to the whereabouts of Noble's team members in that B site. But Noble are now playing very defensively. They're playing on default. They have all the angles covered in case of a strong rotate coming out. The Omen dark cover does go on in mid, insinuating a push onto mid, but they're going to try and expose this particular angle onto B site. The flashes go down, but it's not going to be enough to spot out Rexy. Rexy uses that flashpoint onto Strix, but it's going to be a flash kill through first Strix. Noble Rexy gets taken down. The aftershot's going to delay Noble Harsh's push onto that B site, and now Noble are now again forced to play on that retake 4v3. Noble Harsh is going to try and move towards the CT side, trying to spot someone out. Now Paratroops have a consolidated control over this side. They have the turret. They are playing on default. They're playing outside B main. They're playing on back side. The dark covers go down. The turrets go down as well. The Paranoia is going to take down 2 members of Noble. And Noble Harsh gets spotted out by Glyph. Noble Hika's gonna get shot through the smoke with a headshot. Strix actually gets him through the smoke. The ninja defuse comes out from Noble's side. It's gonna prompt all members of the Paratroops to just start firing and peppering that smoke with bullets. And Paratroops finish off a really strong half, 7-5.
Yeah, Paratroops picking up the last round of that first half, meaning they're able to take the lead in the first half and do really well when they're able to sort of take the side and then go for the retakes. Towards the end, they're just like, guys, we heard the defuse. He's somewhere in the smokes. Everybody just shoot. Somebody will get the kill. And Strix landing that kill, able to get Paratroops to 7-5. We'll have to see if Noble able to find the same proficiency that Paratroops did in attack, because otherwise Paratroops gonna carry this momentum forward and just win this map for themselves, take us to a map 3. Now, for the side of Noble Esports, we continuously saw the Harsh on that sentinel pick switching his positioning, but it was usually towards the A side to deny the Heaven control. Killjoy, very much an agent, more suited to that B side control, so we'll have to see if Noble able to adapt to that. Right now though, they're going for the aggressive push, but side left, lone man standing due to that swarm grenade, and it able to pick him up. It's 5v4 for Noble Esports in this, for Paratroops in this pistol round.
Oh my goodness, edit 999's Killjoy put a stopper in that push, but Strix comes out with a 2K, absolutely dismantles the push coming out from Noble Esports, but Noble Rexy able to pull one back with the Jet Jet Dash is there. Strix is on a PK at this point. He's been single-handedly picking up the kills, even though the Killjoy was so instrumental in breaking off Noble Esports' push onto that B main side. It left Sami in a very precarious position because he wasn't able to support his duelist teammate who was stuck inside that B site area. That nano swarm grenade absolutely cut off Noble Esports, and Paratroops are able to divide and conquer this particular site. But Noble Rexy is now making his way towards that A site. He does not know that one of them is there, and Glyph picks up the last kill. Is this gonna go in the favor of Paratroops?
I mean, Paratroops winning that pistol round for them. They did win the pistol round similarly in the first half, showing an extreme amount of proficiency with their aim. You can see Strix especially, once they're able to get the advantage, Strix doing really well from Heaven, landing a headshot and another to get multiple kills for himself and just set his team up for success. Even though Noble not really able to sort of force the side together, it's the teamwork of Paratroops that does end up coming out on top. And now Noble, they're going to be forced onto an eco, and Paratroops with the full buys, they need to try and make sure to continue their momentum, that they don't give away too many kills, don't let it hurt their economy too much. Just as I'm saying that though, I think the caster curse coming through, Sai finding that first kill onto Strix is going to be 5v4 for Noble Esports. They've taken mid control and now looking towards the vents area to maybe force a rotation onto it.
But right now, Paratroops do have a member near that vents area to try and find out information as if to whether or not they're pushing in. But Noble smartly using that sewer area to walk through, not making any noise. That's going to layer down an air of uncertainty in terms of where they're going to go. And Paratroopers have no idea that Noble have made this push on towards that A site area. Glyph has used that dark cover on A. He's peeking out. But right now, the general idea for Paratroops is that Noble might just explode onto B at any moment in time, given the fact that Binks is still there. Noble Sami and Noble Rexy are just waiting and watching that vents area as two members of Noble are now near that A site. Paratroops slowly edging away, pulling resources back towards that B site area. As the Omen, you see that he's gone on towards
30 seconds left.
Heaven area, but Noble side is going to try and use that distraction. Edit 999 finds him out, but they're not going to spot out the A side push that's going to come in, but they're going to go force on the rotate because they see that no other member is following them up. The teleport is down from Hika, but he's going to find out Binks is pushing that dark cover at A site Heaven, and Glyph is going to pick up the kill. Binks is on a 3K with that classic headshot, and Noble Esports, even though they stretched out Paratroops really thin with that calm and consolidated push through the entirety of the map, find themselves on the back foot as Paratroops take the retake so well. The 2 kills that they dropped so early on onto that push through A, coupled with the fact that Noble Hika actually teleported into the face of Binks, it just went super wrong for Noble at that round.
Yeah, Noble started off that round really well, but it's Paratroops who are able to just remain strong and hold it well and win that round for themselves. Dropping only one person meant that it's not going to hurt their economy as much, so we'll have to look to Noble to sort of make sure that what happened in the first half doesn't happen here. In this first buy round, Noble need to pick up the win for themselves, not give that huge advantage to Paratroops. Now Binks gonna ask Glyph to set up the dark cover so he can pick up that ultimate off for himself and be the first member in this second half of this map to have his ultimate ready. We'll have to see if that showstopper can be as impactful as it looks. The showstopper is going to come out for Binks, knowing that this member's actually will miss the shot too. Sai able to dodge it out, and Sami able to pick up that kill, meaning it's now Noble Esports with the advantage. Noble, they've understood that Killjoy utility usually set up towards B side, which is why they didn't go back to it in the second round, but now they are looking towards that, and you have to wonder if those nanostorm grenades will end up destroying them. Harsh, he's being that lurker, creating as much of a distraction as he can, making it 5v3.
Spots out the opponent yet right now. He's gonna get taken down by Strix with a headshot peek out through, but that's gonna open up B side as Noble Esports are now in full
30
control.
seconds left.
Paratroopers were forced to rotate
Spike
back
planted.
onto that mid side to try and counteract the push coming out from Noble, but it was misread by them. Noble now have full control over the side. It's a 4v3 right now. We do see the kill trying to peek out through that CT area. Strix is now looking to entertain anything right now, but Noble side, he got pick up 2 rapid kills to seal off the deal for the attackers, but that was just super quick coming out from Noble. They used those mind games again to try and, you know, force paratroopers on that force rotate onto A site, and they just push on to B, negating that Killjoy utility, get that spike plan off, and just easily hold the angles to secure that round.
Exactly. The fact that Noble able to continuously play these mind games with Paratroops could just end up being the difference between both of these teams, because we have to remember that the scoreline in terms of the series right now, it's 1-0 in favor of Noble Esports. So Paratroops, they need to try to pull this map off for themselves, otherwise it will be the end of that tournament. Like now Strix going for that, Sai going for that aggressive dash in will end up taking Vent's control, now pushing into A Heaven, looking for Binks, who's now waiting in ramps. These two duelists, the first person who finds each other, will set up a huge advantage for his team. Sai is going to push in aggressively into the smoke, and Binks with that patience able to catch him off. Sami finds the return kill down on A side on Glyph though, makes it even Stevens for both of these teams. It's going to be up to Noble to try to find the plant, because Paratroops are already here.
Definitely, and now Noble in a tense position. They do have control over all the angles, and Noble Esports now looking to consolidate this control. Strix finds out Noble Harsh with a headshot, but Noble Liga and Sami are there, but he get taken down by Edit999, who just pushes in from CT, takes down 2 members, and Paratroops are now gonna go for that defuse. And what a round, what a play coming out from Edit999. That run out. Insane.
I mean, I know, right? Like, the way he's sort of piloting this Killjoy, personally for me, it's really nice to see that Killjoy get the spotlight. I truly do believe she deserves, because after those changes, like, everyone assumed that she's been nerfed. For me, it's just the idea that she no longer can play in the way you used her before. Very much a different playstyle. It's nice to see both of these teams come out and try to experiment and find success with that playstyle.
Definitely, Killjoy now being forced onto a particular side. It's like a mobile sentinel at this point, because before you used to like plant everything down and just leave one particular side, but right now with the reduced time it takes to redeploy your gadgets, it just makes it easier for Killjoy to hold both sides with the rotate, and it's more viable for Killjoys to rotate onto a particular side with that with the tool sets that she has. But Noble side is gonna pick up 1 kill onto there. Noble Rexy is gonna pick up the kill on Binks on A Heaven's side. The whiff was there, but Noble Rexy is gonna try and support his team, who are going for that push onto A side. But Noble have this buffet of options for themselves. Are they gonna push through mid? Are they gonna push through side? They have B side, they have A side. They're gonna try and force open A because they do have an control, but Strix has other ideas. He takes down Sami, but Noble side is there with a trade-off. Glyph is now holding that A Heaven area, sensing something is wrong with this. It's a 2v4 scenario. Paratroops defense is now stretched in, and Glyph gets that headshot onto Noble Rexy. The spikes is gonna drop, but that's gonna be one information as Noble Higa with the paranoia. Glyph is forced onto that corner of A Heaven as he gets promptly taken down. It's gonna fall to 999. He has the ultimate down. Question is he gonna use it, or is he gonna save that gun? He's making his way patiently towards that CT area. He's gonna try and go for the retake.
Now with the turret set up and instantly going down, he's gonna get a bunch of information about the positioning of his team, and believes with all members at the site, he can go for the heaven play. But going for the heaven play, you think Sai would have been able to call him out? Wrong, because Ed is able to find the instant headshot, will make it 1v2. Now he's running out of time, so he needs to make a decision. If he's going for that retake, the ultimate could come up huge, but with not much time left, he is going to go for the save. A smart call made by Edit, given the fact that Paratroops, they have a comfortable cushion in in terms of their round lead. They need to make sure they don't give up too much of an eco advantage. Edit waiting on the exit frags will catch Hika off guard, take him down, and for Noble, even though they won that round, that last kill will end up hurting their economy really well. So we'll have to see if Noble, they can find some sort of consistency, because so far it's been round for either teams, and it's Paratroops able to find the small edge and come out on top.
But definitely for Noble Esports, this particular half has been going way better than expected for them in comparison to when they were on defense. I feel like Noble Esports are just on split. They're just way more composed and way more creative on attacking strategies, because you see how they've been basically pulling apart the defense of Paratroops. They're pulling them in stretched positions. But right now, looking at that, Sami goes in with that kill, but Blinks is there with the follow-up trade, but he was not followed up even. He rotates back onto that A site area as Noble Esports are going to go for that again. They're going for that rotate through the sewers. They're not making much sound, but Strix is going to try and find out. Noble Hearts with that headshot of the blade, and he is going to secure that weapons. That's going to allow Paratroops to have some semblance of an advantage going on to the retake if Noble are able to push onto site. They are going from that B heaven area. 3 members are now there. Noble side is on A heaven area. They're gonna start enveloping this spawn area, and they sense something is wrong. But Noble side takes down Mamba SR. He was just on the ghost, and Edit 999 is gonna move up to try and intercept. He has the Phantom in hand that he saved from the previous round. He also has the lockdown, the ultimate. Noble Hika is gonna try and peer through that stairs. Is he gonna find Edit 999? No, he's not going to peek out. He's just holding that particular angle. This is just so tense. And the fire shot comes out from Edit. That's going to prompt him out. But Edit 999 with the superior aim comes down. Noble side takes down Strix.
30
while
seconds
near
left.
A vents area as the fight goes to Noble side. They're going to try and push down towards this B side area. And it falls to Edit 99 and Binks to try and retake this one. Rex and
planted.
the other player is now on this particular side. It's really tense.
Now, 2v2 situation, the lockdown coming down, and using that Nano Swarm with the lockdown to able to find the kill onto Rexy, but Sai able to push in aggressively, find that kill onto Edit. It's gonna come down to Sai versus Binks, and Sai has that health disadvantage, but the bomb is planted, so Sai has the time on his side, can play it slow and wait for Binks to peek out. Binks though, just a frenzy in his hand, gets the half defuse, and then goes for the peak, able to take down Sai and bring off a really close round in the favor of Paratroops. Paratroops now just a couple of rounds away from taking us to map 3. We'll have to see if Noble can count on that creativity, as you mentioned, to try to pull off some sort of comeback. We saw it in map 1, Rebro. Like, in map 1, even though one team was significantly far ahead of the other, we got to see the overtime because the fact that both the teams really close, able to pull it back. Now though, a really interesting choice made by Noble to choose to go on the eco on that 11th round, going to potentially force Paratroops onto a match point and then look to pull it back from there. I'm not so sure if I love this decision, but Noble, they've shown us a thrifty already, so definitely capable of doing that.
Definitely, they're gonna put all their money on that 12th round, that match point, to try and pull back 5 rounds. It is gonna be Paratroopers' game, it looks like, because they are in a consolidated position, but anything can happen in this particular game as Noble are now exploding onto that side area. Binks and Edit 999 are there. Edit 999 gets taken down with a frenzy. Strix is there with a follow-up, but now Noble Tommy is there with the Sheriff inside that site. He's gonna be joined by 2 members. He has the ultimate as well, but not a weapon to support the Emperor's fire rate increase. The Rexy plants the spike onto that B side. It's gonna be forced to be a retake for Paratroops. Hika tries to go for that fake teleport. It's gonna get a bit of shakiness prompted out from Paratroops, but here comes the showstopper! Binks with the 2K onto Noble, and it's gonna be really easy for Paratroops to seal the deal. Glyph picks up that headshot on Noble Harsh. Easy match point coming out from Paratroops. What are we witnessing here, Sia?
I love explosions.
We're witnessing a potential comeback in map 2 to take us to map 3. Paratroops on point and Binks on point with that showstopper, completely destroying any chance of Noble to sort of hold down the site and prevent the retake. Binks able to find that double kill, make sure that his team is the one with the advantage. Now, as you said earlier, Noble, they basically hedged all their bets towards this next round, which is going to be the match point round for Paratroops, choosing to go eco in this round, and we'll have to see if that decision plays off, because we've seen how important tempo can be for both of these teams. Every single time one team is able to find a couple of rounds, they just seem to run away with it and get that win streak. So if Noble able to find a couple of rounds, they might just be able to destroy Paratroops completely. Interesting strategy coming out from Noble though. Harsh on that lurk also has the spike right next to him. All 4 members of Noble instead choosing to go towards mid, cause a lot of noise, and then maybe let Harsh to get onto A side alone. Harsh though, he's gonna change his mind as well as the team. They've taken mid control, they've taken a bit of lead too. Now he's going for that rotate onto B with that execute, but Edit holding it down strong. Killjoy on defense is just completely different beast.
Edit 999 with a 2K seals the deal for his team, but no Mulsami with that Empress pop. He has the Empress out. He does not have it popped out. Going by Noble, he goes into the flash, goes in through the dark cover, takes down Glyph. His counterpart is going to go for that teleport onto that site, and now the spike has been planted towards B. This is a Hail Mary play coming out for Noble Esports. It is all theirs to lose. Paratroopers now in a 2v3 scenario. Are they going to go for the aggressive push on, or are they just going to let this round go? They do have 4 rounds to lose before the overtime goes down, the call time goes down. They're going to win it. They want to win it right now. Noble Tommy is now flashed in. The cyber trapwire is not enough to take him down, but Noble Harsh with the headshot, the finishing kill onto Paratroops. Noble Esports pull one back. Paratroops have a safety cushion of 4 rounds.
Yeah, and Noble, they have to try to find this sort of play 4 rounds back to back to pull it off. But props given to them for the way they're able to execute onto this particular side. Even though Edit found a couple of kills to start it off, Sami with his aggressive pushes able to get side control for his team and set up that spike plant. Now at 8 to 12, we'll have to see if Noble can continue being creative. We'll take a second though to look at the scorecard and see for both the teams is that Jet leading the lineup, Sai with 20 kills, Strix with 27, absolutely popping off in this matchup. Now Noble on this round going for the aggressive push on the A side, but Binks with that main grade able to take the spike carrier down. Noble, they have to commit to A, and Nika will find that return kill onto Binks. But for Noble, now the neural theft will come out and the positions for them will be revealed. Sami able to find 1 kill as Glyph found 1 more will mean that it's 3v3 for either teams, but Noble with the side control, Noble with all the information to their advantage, and now Noble looking to defend against this retake.
If they do win this one out, they do have an economic advantage going into the next round. Noble Sai with an insane headshot over the box onto Edit 999. That's going to put a stopper onto Paratroops' push onto this particular side. It's a 2v2 scenario. Noble Esports a really tense situation for them. If they do lose this out, the rolling thunder goes down onto the A side as they make a push onto this particular side. Noble Heart takes down Mamba, but Strix is there to take down sides of 1v1 scenario. 33 HP versus full HP, but Strix seals the deal for Paratroops, and they take game 2.
Strix coming up huge in this round. Able to steal the deal, as I said, clutch it out for his team and take us to map 3. I'm hella excited because both of these teams look really amazing. But for Paratroops, most notably, it was the fact that they did not let that overtime loss really get to them. Instead, using it as a motivation to fire themselves up, get that 5-round win streak to start us off in this map. And that 5-round win streak basically being instrumental because that was the score difference towards the end. Strix especially, I assume he's going to be the MVP. He had 27 kills before this round. He picked up a couple that should make it 29 for him in this matchup. On that Jet pick, just absolutely instrumental to Paratroops' success. And Paratroops 13 to 8, able to pick up this split map and take us to map 3. We'll have to see if they just start to maintain this tempo for themselves or if it ends up being Noble able to pull it back. For now though, we'll take a second to go back to the Live the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. For me, Rebro, I think the biggest difference between what I saw from Paratroops in map 1 and map 2 was that decision making. The way they're able to just commit to one particular play, when they choose to do it, they're able to execute it to perfection. That decisiveness is what I was missing in map 1, and I'm really glad to see it back in map 2.
Definitely, Paratroops have those 3 players, Edit 999 and Strix. These 2 players have been absolutely popping off. Even though Strix has that 27 kills to his name, Edit 999 made those clutch plays when it mattered, getting those multi-kills out, and then getting those multi-kills down and just consolidating control over the site and just really being a catalyst for his team to like push it through to them. And now Paratroops now find themselves in a 1-1 tie. The momentum has shifted in favor of them. Noble Esports are not going to be as confident as they were going into this game, and game 3 is going to be poised for Paratroops to take the win. But Noble are no slouches. They cannot be counted out, so be prepared for some fireworks in map 3.
Definitely. I think personally, we have to see which team is able to sort of pull off some sort of crazy pick, some sort of surprises, and find the win. Because both of these teams, they looked at par with each other in terms of skill. So you need that extra unpredictability to surprise your opponent and find that extra edge for yourself. I will say the small tech difficulty coming out from our side, we'll get that fixed by game 3. Don't worry about it. For now though, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out the links in the description below. Massive sales going on just for you. Pick up some peripherals for yourself. And remember, Killjoy, she has a 100% win rate. So hopefully we'll see her in map 3. We'll be back with you shortly with the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 4, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming and AMD.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Baby, while we're take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young,
Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Shivy, he's gotta do something about it. The spike is ticking, but wrap up with the triple kill to end it off. Your champions are Team Tamelas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenges Series 4, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with ACT as the fiber partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're back for Map 3 between Noble Esports and Paratroops in this lower bracket semifinals 1. Both of these teams fighting it out for their lives and giving it everything they have got. Noble won Map 1 on Bind 14-12. Paratroops able to pick up Map 2 on Split 13-8. It's all going to come down to the wire on Map 3. Rebro, what are you expecting?
We're witnessing a clash of titans here at this point. Both these teams are just so evenly matched that it's going to be poised to go either way. Map 2 was such an adrenaline rush in comparison to Map 1 as well. We did see a lot of explosive plays coming out, and in the end, Paratroops stand amidst the rubble to stand the test of that particular Noble Esports side that is such a good team to face off against. But right now, they're going to need to prove that they can one-up Noble Esports in Ascent, a map that is so poised on mid control and proper positioning that is just really crucial for Paratroops to nail those fundamentals down and really dismantle Noble Esports, just do the reverse sweep, take away that win from them.
Yeah, Paratroops for them, it's all about like they took the anger they had from Map 1, from pulling it to pushing it to match point and then overtime, to losing it, then going into Map 2, where they're able to just sort of push into sites really fast and use that momentum to just completely not give Noble a chance to adapt and try to overcome. Paratroops now on 1-1, they have to find a way to continue that momentum in Map 3, because going into Ascent, it's going to be all about how a particular teams favors their style of play. Like for either teams now going into the game, we're gonna see an exact same composition into Map 3. Both of these teams fighting with their tournament life on their line. Both of these teams going to the exact same composition is gonna be a treat to watch. And in terms of these compositions, I'm really glad to see Hika back on his signature raise. I feel like if there is an X factor you need to clutch out a map, Hika can be that X factor.
Definitely, and right now, Noble Esports are going to look to gain control over that mid as dark cover goes down near that mid side area. It's going to prompt Sami to go in with the jet, to go in with the jet and takes down Mamba SR in that A short area. Now two members of Noble Esports are now converging onto the side. They have control over A. Paratroops are going to be forced to play on the retake. They do have positions near that heaven area. The spike goes down. The dark cover is going to prevent them from getting any information as to where Noble Esports are. Binks gets one return kill back. Strix gets one headshot onto Noble side. The Owl Drone is going to spot out. The push coming out from Paratroops, and Noble Sami with that crisp headshot onto Strix near that heaven side, but Noble, he does dangerously low. He's on 2 HP. The Recon Bull's going to spot out Paratroops members as Sami is going to try and go for the jiggle peek, but here comes members of Flip. Flip gets taken down. Edit 999, meanwhile, with 2 kills, pick up near that under heaven area, but Noble Sami holding that generator angle like a rock seals the deal for his team. Noble Esports pick up the first pistol round.
It's Sami, y'all, switching onto that Omen, picking up a 3k for himself in round 1 and starting this attacking side off for Noble on a perfect note. Puts up a slight emo on the side just while he has the time as well. And with just 6 HP, he's able to find that headshot. And it was able to find a double kill with Hika at just 2 HP. But Sami able to use the knowledge given by his teammates to find the last kill, meaning it's Noble picking up round 1. Noble with the buys, and now Paratroops forced onto the eco. And on Ascent especially, like I think recently we've got to see how in pro play a lot of teams favor attack on Ascent because of your ability to continuously make proactive plays and take mid control on the basis of those. Now Harsh, finding the first kill onto Strix, going for the aggressive pick down A short will give the advantage to Noble Esports. And once again, they're like, what works? We will just continue doing that. It's gonna be A side push again.
Definitely, and now they are making their way towards that, but Noble Side gonna take down one kill over on the side of Noble Esports. They have a 5v2, but Noble Side with a spray on towards that A garden area, takes down Banks with a wall bang, and now Edit999 is left all alone against 5 stomping members of Noble Esports. It looks like Noble have channeled their rage as well as going into this game. The way that they've lost the second one, they want to take this game to Paratroops. They lead 2-0 with a flawless attacking round. But that was just so quick onto that execute. They bait out a mid push because as a team on Ascent, you expect the attackers to be primarily focusing on mid so that they can basically break your defense off and allow themselves to go onto either side from back of CT or any of the mid entry points onto A. It's A short for A and mid market for B. But it looks like Noble are just using that prediction play coming out from Paratroops to anticipate that push onto mid, and they're just funneling themselves on towards the site from A, consolidating the resources through those funneling positions. But right now they're gonna go for a more mid-oriented team composition. They smoke off A short and that CT area near market. Noble Higa's gonna slowly make his way through. He's gonna find Binks with a boombot in hand. It's not gonna be enough for him to take him down, and he gets that trade-off. But Noble Side over the roof, gas is in. Now he has the number of someone holding that boathouse. Noble Higa takes out Edit999. It looks to be another round for Noble Esports. They comfortably get themselves onto the site, and the spike is being planted.
Noble not giving Paratroops a chance to fight back, going for that fast execute on multiple fronts into B side, getting the mid control, as you said, smoking off that catwalk area, to be able to make sure that they're not caught out getting the same, able to get this 5v3 advantage for them, and now Strix going for that play, will end up getting caught out by Sai. Mamado gets a double, makes it 2v3, but Hika with his own triple, able to take him down. Rexy for the final kill, meaning bye round for Paratroops, but round win for Noble Esports, meaning now Noble Esports are going to be the team with a significant eco advantage, and going into the next round, I'm really expecting some sort of miracle coming out from Paratroops, because on the defensive side especially, when you have a player like Strix, you want to be able to stabilize your economy so you can pick up that operator and then rely on Strix to be able to deny one angle altogether with that operator. Paratroops with this economy, they're not going to be able to do the same, instead going to be forced onto an eco round, so we'll have to see what sort of damage they're able to pull through on this eco. Noble, they're going to take the 3 rounds they've got in a fast fashion, now going for the switch up in strategy. Hika through the smoke will take down Binks, give Noble that 5v4 advantage.
Binks trying to dodge out the recon dart, but not being able to do so as Noble Harsh picks up another kill onto Strix near that B main area. Is going to force Paratroops on another disadvantaged position, and it's only been a couple of minutes. Noble Esports are up 3-0, and they find themselves at an advantageous situation against an eco round Paratroop team. But Noble Esports are still not going to let their guard down. They're slowly making their way towards this side. The spike is still near their spawn area. They haven't brought it up. They're still waiting for more info before they make that push in. On an eco round, whenever you're facing off against defenders, you might be in for a surprise with a classic 3 burst or a shorty holding a particularly weird angle that you might forget to check out. So it's really, really nice to see that Noble are respecting Paratroops' power that they might just have, and they're waiting on more info before pushing onto that side. Noble Harsh using the cyber cage onto that B market area as Edit999 is there. He is waiting in that dark cover with the Spectre. He's gonna find out Harsh, but he is gonna get killed by Rexy. The trade is down and Cliff. He's gonna get spotted out by Sai as he makes his way towards that garden area. Tries to go back, but he's gonna find himself in a very, very cornered spot. He gets taken down. Noble Esports leading the game 4-0.
Noble able to pick up a huge win streak coming into this attacking side on map 3, and in map 3 with both of the teams with their life on the line, every single edge either team can find is going to be monumental to that team picking up the win, and that team continuing forward in this tournament with an intention for the intention of trying to make it to the grand finals. Right now, it's Noble able to do that. Paratroops not really able to find their footing, and given the fact that both of these teams have the exact same composition, it's going to be up to Paratroops to try to make sure that the scoreline is even going into the second half. Now, Sai, he goes for that aggressive push, the dash into updraft into mid-market, but Strix able to hold down, get one, get his second, and it's going to be Paratroops with the man advantage, but Noble taking side control away.
The showstopper is out for Hika. He finds one with that showstopper. Strix is down. The pain chills are out. Is it gonna be enough to kill the Cypher? No, it isn't. It's gonna get taken. Cliff is gonna get taken down, but Binks is with the trade on his counterpart. Noble Hika has been taken down near that heaven side, but the Fury is there. It's gonna funnel that beam through that A heaven area. Is gonna stall the push coming out from Paratroops, but there is a guard push coming out from there. The recon guards in spot. One Cypher out. Noble are now in a very dangerous spot. They're stuck near this A hell area. They're trying to wall bang, but Sar turns it around, takes down Mama. From guard push drop in is there from Edit 999. He takes one down. The classic is out. Edit 999 versus Harsh. It's gonna be it. He has the Cypher cam. He knows where the position is. Harsh is gonna wait impatiently, but the shock dart is there. He's whittling down him to 6 HP, but the headshot comes down with a classic. He takes down 3 kills. He seals the deal. Whoa, my God, Harsh, you absolute unit.
Wow. I mean, just wow. 6 HP left. No, the other player knows his position, but Harsh is like, I will bring out this lust. Doesn't even use the time to go for the reload. Plays it extremely patiently, and with that perfect crosshair placement, able to find the right click. Harsh just able to clutch out this round for Noble. Might just destroy the morale of Paratroops, because that round, it looked like it was done and dusted with the way Paratroops able to retake. Despite Binks, despite Hika and Rexy's ultimate coming out, Paratroops did really well in that round. For Noble, and specifically Harsh, able to just remain calm, play out the time, and get the round win, meaning it's Noble with the 5-round win streak. And for Paratroops, an economy that is looking increasingly difficult. Now Edit will bring out the Hunter's Fury, will find one tag, but will not find the kill just as yet, and it will mean Noble Esports, they have the ability to now go for that rotate. You can see Rexy with the spike, using the pressure caused by him on that B angle. He's taken away an ultimate, and using the control his team has got down at the mid cubby catwalk area and A main angle to now make his way onto A side. This is where Glyph is set up with his utility though, so Noble, they have to be quick with this execute, or they're gonna end up being caught out in that Cypher's trap.
Sai is now waiting patiently behind that dark cover. He's waiting outside CT. He's now gone towards that T-spawn area. Binks is now gonna wait. I mean, the CT area. Binks is now gonna wait there, but Mamba Star gets that headshot onto Hika before being spread out with the pain shells. Binks takes down Sai with that wall bang, but Noble Rexy is there picking out Cliff. The headshot is there coming out, but it's not gonna be enough to take down Binks. The cyber cages are going down to stall the push coming out from Paratroops. It's a 3v4. The spike is still not out. The owl drone is gonna try and spot one out. There's 2 members of Paratroops now make their way towards the garden area as the spike has been planted. Binks and the Sovar now making their push on towards that, but 2 kills coming out from Noble Rexy and Sami. Strix's kid is there to pick up the final kill. Paratroops finally edge 1 round past Noble Esports after that 5-0 win streak that Noble Esports had.
Was that important?
Our round was so intensely close, because even though Pedro was able to pick up the first 2 kills towards the mid area of the map, Noble able to push into A site and then get that site control. Harsh especially doing really well with those Cypher cages to delay any sort of retake coming in from heaven and prevent Paratroops from being able to push in. But Paratroops is able to adapt on the fly brilliantly, choosing to instead go towards the A garden through the door and playing together to make sure that they're able to get the trades for their kills. Even though Rexy picks up a triple, he finds himself in the hands of Strix. Strix able to finish off that round, pick up the win for Paratroops. Now, you can see on the scorecard that for both of these teams, with the buys coming out, this round is going to be especially important, but it's Noble with the advantage, and Noble Hika picking up that first kill, going to give his team a lead in this round. Sami with that ultimate coming out to get having control will mean Noble able to get a safe plant off, and it's going to be up to a 3v5 Paratroops retake.
Hika was the instrumental man in that particular push. He got that opening frag that allowed Sai to make that aggressive push onto that A side with the updraft and the dash in towards A side. And now Edit and other members of Paratroops are gonna let go control of A because they know this is a fight that they do not want to engage in. But Noble are now on the hunt. They're trying to get that kill off. Noble side gets one kill off, but Binks takes the trade on him. Noble Sami is now edging his way slowly towards Edit 999. He's gonna find that headshot on that run out. Binks is the only man left. He's gonna get hit by the paranoia. And now Sami has his location. He gets the final kill. It's gonna be all swept up for Noble Esports. But the way they've been attacking, Sai and Hika have been on point with their entry fragging. From a duelist, what you expect is they go in, they either get one frag or they get the information for the team, for the follow-up engage, for the trade, by the other duelist or another controller who's following close behind. Hika did exactly that for Sai when he was dashing in. He got that kill on A Heaven, allowing Sai to just burst onto that side and gain consolidated control over that. Meanwhile, Sami using that ulti to perch himself atop Heaven, getting those 2 kills out, and Paratroops, they just slowly give up control of the side because they know how Noble have set themselves up in A. It's really difficult to take control back on the A side on Ascent, and Noble Esports, they look very calm on this lead. And now Paratroops are going to be forced to do another eco here as the Blade Storm has been popped out by Strix. Now they're looking to win another one.
Noble, they've taken mid control and now looking to use that mid control to push into B, but Strix with that Blade Storm, as you said, is gonna find that long range kill onto Sami and now reveal for Noble their position going into this round. Now both Sai and Hika, they position themselves in that mid-market area and they might just be instrumental to catching out these rotations coming out from Paratroops. Strix going for that updraft into Blade Storm, ends up just getting caught out by Hika, and now Noble gonna use that opportunity to rotate onto site A, knowing that all the Paratroops have rotated onto B. This for Paratroops is the eco round, so for them it's all about trying to get some damage done, but they need to start pulling back rounds as fast as possible, and the only way to do that is to put a stop to Noble's momentum. Sai, he's gonna find a kill onto Edit and make it 4v3 for Noble Esports. With the spike planted and the post-plant position set for Noble, with just eco weapons for Paratroops, this is gonna be an intensely difficult retake.
It looks like one member of Paratroops is coming out from behind, but he's gonna get caught out by Noble Sai as he was not there. Noble Sai picks up another kill on Mamba SR, cleaning up all the members of Paratroops, and Glyph can only just edge out Hika with the classic going in. But again, absolute dominance coming out from Noble Esports in terms of their attack. They've just been breaking onto every single site. They tease mid control. They use the smokes to cut off sightlines to allow Noble's entry fraggers and other people to glance towards mid. And then Paratroops take the bait and they force themselves towards mid to anticipate that push on the eco round because you want to be forcing those closer in engages. But then what happens is Noble turns on the mind games. They go towards that main site, they break in from the main gate, and they get that plan off, and Paratroops are nowhere to be seen on that particular side because they did not anticipate that. Noble, the way they've been repositioning and doing these rotates have been proving to be immensely valuable for them and is paying out dividends right here. As Noble Sai again breaking onto the side but not finding anyone with the Blade Storm. Glyph takes him down with a headshot. He's gonna go back onto there. The neural theft is gonna be there to find the information onto all 4 players of Noble, but they still have control over A site.
Now, Noble, once again, they've taken control of this site and they've got the spike planted, but this time it's Paratroops with the man advantage. The showstopper out for Hika needs to try to find some sort of damage done with it. With the time running out, just has to throw it off. Not gonna end up doing any damage. Mamba going for the peak battle will end up getting taken down by Hika, and Hika holding down Heaven. Might just find 2 for him. Finds 1. Hika looking for his 3rd and just Edit left. Will end up taking down. Hika with the triple, Noble with the 8-1 advantage, and for me, like, this is what I meant. I love seeing Hika back on his race back because we've seen him from Series 1 when he was playing for Zeg, now playing for Noble. He has this potential ability to just pop off in a game where he has tempo on his side and be the X factor you really desperately need in the last map in a stage where you're fighting for your life. Hika doing just that, making it 8-1 for Noble. I love to see the master at his work, and he certainly is the master at his raise. 15-4 for Hika, 10 kills for Sai. Both of these duelists instrumental to Noble's massive advantage, and that anger from losing game 2 certainly paying off for Noble.
Definitely, and Hika being the catalyst for Noble's success. He has been at the forefront of every single explosion onto the side that Noble has been doing, and they're just rinsing and repeating their strategy all throughout the game, but right now they're opting to go for a different approach here as they have all these angles on mid covered up. They're gonna make Paratroops second guess whether or not they're gonna push up and maybe catch someone out of position on that rotate. Paratroops are slow to take the bait. They're not taking it right now, but Binks is going to slowly edge himself towards that mid-market area, try to spot someone out. Noble Esports playing this very, very smartly, opting to switch up the tempo, but Binks is going to spot outside with that Sheriff headshot. The satchel charge is there from Hika. He is beasting it at this point, takes down his counterpart near that mid-market area. The paranoia goes down, but no follow-up coming out from Paratroops. But Noble Esports are now slowly edging their way towards that A side area. They're gonna find and edit 999 with a classic, but Noble Harsh is having none of it. He's gonna take
30
him
seconds
down
left.
and push onto the side, but they do have one member on Generator, one member on Heaven. Every angle is being checked out. The side is down on Heaven. It falls to Strix to do the headshot. Noble Harsh gets taken down, but Strix with another headshot.
Last
Noble
player
Hika
standing.
again. The beast is here. Noble Rexy takes down Mamba Isar on Heaven with a headshot, and that now falls to Glyph in a 1v2 scenario. Time is ticking down. It is
planted.
still pretty much doable because he has that Vandal in hand. He's gonna make his way towards that A side from the garden area. Might just catch out two members of Noble looking the wrong way, but they realize that no one's coming from Heaven. He's gonna go in for the peak. They're hiding behind that hell area. Two angles being covered out. He has the camera. He has the cyber cage. He can play around these utilities. Goes in with the peak.
remaining.
Takes down Rexy. Now Hika to survive. He has the spy cam going out. Spy cam's the bait is not being taken by Hika. And even in that tense situation, Hika calmly keeps his composure to seal the deal for his team.
Right now, Hika can do no wrong. He's able to find duel after duel win for his team and just be the catalyst, as you said, in his team's success. Hika, that X factor for Noble, able to make it a 9-1 advantage. Noble absolutely dominating Paratroops, and even though Paratroops are able to find these moments of brilliance, like as you saw on screen, Strix finding a double headshot with that Sheriff to try and pull something back for Paratroops. It's Noble Esports with their mind games able to come out on top, and for those mind games, I have to give props to Sai, their IGL. The way he's able to sort of orchestrate all these moves that Noble is pulling off and play that duelist role, frag out for himself, is something that takes a lot of skill. Now Sai is gonna take catwalk control as Noble gonna go for a fast execute onto A. Hika, the first man, able to clear out the trap house for his team and get that map control. Paratroops, they're trying to play it calm and cautious, go for the 5-man retake, and Strix hiding down at Heaven will prevent the spike from being planted, find that double and put Noble in a precarious situation.
Right now, it does fall to Noble Hika, but Sai is there with a follow-up. Binks takes him down with the showstopper, as now 5 members of Paratroops are now exploding onto the side. It now falls to Noble Harsh to try and take this round. He takes down 2 and takes down another one. No, he cannot find the final kill. Edit 999 secures the final kill, and Paratroops pull one back.
before the half.
Paratroops winning that round could just show us that there is still room for a comeback, because normally we expect at least a scoreline of 4 to try and go into the next half and try to pull a comeback. But for Paratroops, they can only push it to 93. But even at 93, if you can win the pistol round and the advantage round, then you have some sort of situation, some sort of hope to try to pull a comeback. And the way they're able to play this round calmly, making sure to not commit to the side, letting go of the real estate, to then go for the retake once all their team members have come through. Paratroops showing a calmness that you can expect from a team that is able to go for the comeback. But now Noble, they're switching it up completely, going for an extremely fast B-side execute. Sai will pick up a double, Hika with 1, 5v2 for Noble. They're looking for double digits in their first half.
My
Spike
goodness,
planted.
Noble, what is this domination that is being popped out here? But Strix manages to take one back on Noble's side, but he gets one down. But Noble, Rexy with the Hunter's Fury secures that kill. But Noble Esports, my
Switching
goodness, I
sides.
don't think we've seen a lead this big in any of the games. The max that it went to was 3. And then in the second game, it was 5 when Paratroops actually won out the game and they had a 5-0 lead at the start. But 10-2? Paratroops, they have an uphill battle to fight going into the second half.
Yeah, because at 10-2, it becomes so, like, the pistol round becomes so important to that either team. Because if Noble able to find the pistol round win, they put themselves in a situation where getting that match point round is a very simple equation for them, where Paratroops might be forced to go onto a force buy rather than an eco after having lost pistol round. So this pistol round is going to be extremely important for Paratroops. But Noble, with the with all the momentum in their favor, with the ball in their court, it's going to be up to them to try and use that momentum to push forward. Paranoia with that dash coming in. It's going to be Sai finding that first kill. Beautiful synergy coming out from Noble.
It's almost poetic, as you said, that they use that momentum to push forward and just side dashes over that A main entrance and just goes in. The paint shell is gonna force Strix to back off, and Sai's gonna be in tow. He will find the headshot with the frenzy, and they now have control over the spike near that A short area. Paratroops, 2 members outside that A main. They're gonna try and get onto side, but with no spike to help them, it's gonna be a really, really bad situation for them in a 2v5. They do not have information as to where Noble Esports are. They're playing really smartly around the spike. They know that the Paratroops have to get it back in order to win the round. They're on attack. If you don't have the spike, you don't win. But right now, Sai is making his way towards that. He has been a threatening force. Pops a reload from him, but Hika takes down a distracted Mamba who thought that Sai was the only one there, and Hika again. What is this player made of, man? He's been absolutely beasting it in this map.
I mean, this is exactly what I was expecting from Hika after seeing that raise lock in. Because in a situation where you're in a tournament where your life is on the line and you really need, like, even though you have a team full of exceptional players, you need that one player to really step up and be that sort of momentum carrier for that team. You can expect Hika to do that on his race pick. 21 kills, 8 assists. He's leading not only in the kills department, but also the assist department, being the sole catalyst for Noble. And as I said, now Paratroops forced into a very difficult situation where they have to go for a force buy, and a force buy that's not really going to help them much even if they win the round. But they do need to win the round, because if you lose a force buy round, Noble gets match point and gets a huge economic advantage.
Definitely, and now Noble Sai, he's been a really good support for Hika coming into this game as well. He's holding down that mid-side area as Paratroops go for a Hail Mary play onto that A main area. They're not going to focus too much on mid. Harsh has that camera up on that A site. He's holding that close angle. Noble Sami is going to peek, jiggle, peek out. He might have spotted the barrel of one enemy coming out. Noble Sai takes 1 kill onto Strix. They're already on the disadvantage. Paranoia goes down. Binks just walks through the dark cover. Noble Sami forced to back off on the ghost. Binks takes 1 kill down. There's gonna be a follow-up here. Binks jumps away, but Harsh is there with the follow-up kill. Mamba SR takes down Noble. He got the danger man. And right now, it's anybody's round at this point, but Paratroops will have to go over that A-site area as now Edit 999 struggling against Harsh. It's an SMG versus SMG fight. And here goes Noble Harsh with that headshot on Edit 999 to seal the deal, and it's match point. Paratroops do not have enough credits to make a full buy or even go for a force buy. Noble have it all to win 12 to 13 to 2. But oh my goodness, is this dominance coming out from Noble Esports.
Yes, this should.
I know, right? It really just feels like after map 2, Noble able to, in that chat, in that break between map 2 and 3, just be like, guys, we should have never been in this position. We should have been able to pull off map 2. And coming into map 3, they seem much more coordinated as a team, continuously using their synergies in coordination to pull off these tiny advantages, which then translate into rounds. Now, Hika doing just that, putting it down from the lane, finding that match point. Harsh with the double. Harsh should be able to find the final and should be done and dusted for Paratroops.
My goodness, how Noble Esports have channeled themselves onto a kill zone right here, but we might just see an upset, but no. Noble Sai has other ideas as he pushes in from B main, but that kill zone that they just set up right here on B main, it's like they read Paratroops like a book at that point and memorized them. Like, look at how they absolutely got decimated behind the cyber cage, and even the trap wire. Even the trap wire gave away the location of Edit 999, allowing Harsh to take up the kill. But Mamba SR manages to pick up 2 kills, but it's just way too many odds for him to fight against this Noble Esports team. But oh my goodness, did Noble Esports make it look like an absolute dominating performance? It's a far cry to what we've seen for the first 2 games. But Noble Esports, they win the semifinal of this lower bracket and they go up.
I mean, 460 ACS for Hika in the final match of a best of 3 series in the lower bracket semifinals. Speaking monuments about the caliber of that player, 24 kills. Hika, please just take a bow. You just absolutely popped off in that matchup. Noble Esports, with that 13-2 win, will win the lower bracket semifinals 1 series and make their way onto the lower bracket semifinals 2, waiting for their opponent from the upper bracket. For now, though, we're going to take a second, catch our breaths, and really just look back at this entire series, talk about exactly what happened for either teams with the Relive the Moment brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. For me, I have to first give props to Paratroops because this team, we first saw them in Series 3. They did really well in improving on their finish in Series 3, coming into Series 4. They're able to make it so far down the line that you have to now look to them in Series 5 and wonder how far can this team make it? Binks, Mamba, Edit, Glyph, and Strix, all of these players have shown monumental growth individually as well as a team. So kudos to Paratroops for having done really, really well in the Series 4. But for Noble, they took a break in Series 3 to try to recollect themselves. They made that transfer change with Sami coming in and replacing Tito in the main team, and it really has shown that over the series they're getting comfortable with that team, showing that versatility between the individual players to pick up multiple agents, now making their way onto the low bracket semifinals too, looking to improve upon their third place finish from Series 2. Noble looked like an extremely scary team.
Definitely. When we started out the series, it looked to be really evenly matched. Game 1 was basically trade-off on rounds, and it really didn't go the distance up above with 3 rounds. No team had an advantage over 3 rounds. It was Noble usually with the 3-round advantage, but somehow Paratroops got themselves onto match point. They could have won out Game 1, but an amazing performance coming out from Noble Harsh on that jet with the operator just sealed the deal for them, allowed them to go to Game 2, which was unfortunate for Noble Esports because they just got outclassed by Paratroops in the attacking round, 5-0 down, and they tried to claw themselves back out with the 13-8, finishing 13-8, but it's just not enough to face off against Paratroops with the amount of plays that they did go out. And Paratroops with the creative play, the way that they basically challenged Noble Esports on Split is highly, highly commendable. And we were absolutely looking forward to an amazing Game 3 as well. But Noble Esports were like, nope, we have other ideas. We're not going to let Paratroop do the same to us again, and we're just gonna dominate them. Attack after attack, Hika and Sai, they've been so on point with their positioning, and the fact that they had this sort of huge responsibility of being entry fraggers against the team as classy as Paratroops, they did their job phenomenally. Those two people, with their individual brilliance, just pulled Noble Esports through to the Game 3 that we just witnessed right now, a 13-2 domination of Paratroops by Noble Esports, and it's a well-deserved one as well. But props to Paratroops for being such an amazing team and taking the fight to Noble Esports when it actually mattered.
Yeah, exactly, right? For Paratroops, they did really well in being able to contest Noble. But for Noble, it's not just their tournament life on the line. It's the idea of representing the current team that plays under the Noble banner. Because after this tournament, we're not going to see this team and the Noble organization be together. So for that team, it's about showing how good they are to the potential organizations they might go to and really prove themselves. And they did exactly that today. Sai's calls coming out round after round. In Split, he did extremely well in trying to pull back Noble's disadvantage, but in Ascent, he's able to just take control of the entire map and manipulate his entire team as chess players and just let them thrive. Hika opening up with those entries onto sites, just guaranteeing Noble site control, absolutely popping off. I'm really excited to see more of this team going into the future and how they fare up against the teams who are just as good with the calls and the mind games. For Paratroops, they're going to be out of this tournament, but I'm really looking forward to seeing them back in Series 5 and really showcasing the growth they have achieved from Series 3 now into Series 4 and then on to Series 5. Noble Esports, they will be moving on to the lower bracket semifinals too and taking their shot at getting themselves to the grand finals. For now, this was the last game of the series between Noble Esports and Paratroops, and that means that we're done for the day. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, because we're going to be back immediately tomorrow with the action coming in from lower bracket semifinals too, and a chance for you to see your favorite teams back in the action with just as spicy action as we saw today, with the teams just as close to each other. So make sure you have that notifications bell on. Make sure you also check out the links in the description below, as well as make sure to register for Series 5, because Series 5 coming up right after is going to be the last of our long segment and your last chance to really prove in this current Challenger series to be the very best and find your way to the top. Also, make sure you follow our social media for all the updates to the schedule and also updates to all the content and the esports tournament brought to you by the Esports Club. I'm CA. I was your host and caster for the final 2 games of this series, joined by Rebro, caster and analyst, and we had a phenomenal time casting this series, and personally had phenomenal time casting with Red Bro as well. It's been a while. For now, just see you later tomorrow, and we'll make sure to be back for the action brought to you by the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 4, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming and AMT.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
My eyes are better than yours.
And Hirsch answers back onto his own phone as well.
Let's have some fun, yeah?
Up forward with the paranoia in hand, and it's gonna be Hiccup.
You can't catch us.
Corbin answers back onto Harsh being able to take down one.
I'm not just an archer, you know.
One on A long, but Noble Esports, they
Watch them run.
And that they're wanting to close it out real quickly. The flash comes through from the side of Sammy being able to blind out 3.
but Sammy might just take his time, slashing away at the door, and he might just be pulled up upon. There it is, Sammy, but Blackhawk's gonna wrap that up, and that is Noble Esports making their way over to the quarterfinals.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Let's make the most of this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young, Thank you.